giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Allen along the right hash. Shotgun snap comes in at his waist. Steps to the right. Now goes back to the left. On the run, looking downfield. Pumps, throws, batted in. It's intercepted. The ball batted and into the hands of D'Angelo Malone, who picks it off and ends the night for the Buffalo Bills.
we're not doing the Bills-Falcons, huh?
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right now.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
That's Buns, like B-U-N-Z? That's Buns?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bit boy.
$7:02 and 30 seconds.
How about them Bills-Falcons?
That was a great game. Well, I mean, it wasn't a great game, but it was a great story.
What a game. Great ending, actually.
Great ending.
Well, actually, both Monday night games ended very well. And then the Dodgers game was obviously a nail-biter. A lot of nail-biters in sports last night.
Cappy actually drove in and showed up. I'm stunned. Because at 6 a.m. when I walked out of the East Central in the pouring rain, we knew Sedano was going to be on the road today. But I was like, there's no way Cappy's driving in this.
Oh, yeah.
Then he walks in and was like, good morning, sucker.
Oh, dude, I got here really early, too.
Because you know what it is.
Tell me what.
Go ahead. Tell the story, and I have a theory. Go ahead.
Okay, theory about what?
Just a theory. Go.
So this past weekend on Saturday, when I was driving up for the USC-Michigan game,
right,
I kind of had this idea like, traffic will be same as it is Monday through Friday, midday. Well, obviously, I was mistaken. What normally takes me an hour 45, took me over 3 hours.
Right.
Real headache, you know what I mean? So this morning, I was like, okay, I've already loaded my car with gas. I've already packed all my gear. I don't have to stop and get Chris at the Anaheim train station.
Don't try to make this about me.
I'm just cruising straight in, right? So I left my house this morning at about 4:20. And by the way, when my alarm went off at 4 a.m., I was like, oh, man, maybe I need to go back to bed for like 10 more minutes. And I was
Why didn't you text us like, hey, guys, get on the road? So that way, if something bad happens, we know.
Yeah,
we'd know.
Yeah.
Also,
you
I could say,
do.
Yeah, I could say, drive safely, scumbag.
Yeah.
We can put a heart,
Right. A little heart.
Little heart.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate that. Appreciate the scumbag call. Appreciate that. And so, George, I said, you know what? I got to try and leave a little early this morning because I'm worried about the rain, and I don't like the anxiety of it's 6:15, and I'm like 3 miles from downtown L.A., but on the other hand, it's going to take me like 35 minutes, and I can't take the anxiety. Right. So I decided to leave early. My car was gassed, loaded, etc. Took me like an hour 45. I actually pulled in here to LA Live at 5:58 a.m.
Wow.
So from 4:20 to 5:58 a.m. Now, when I got here, you may have noticed you didn't see me till about 6:30.
I didn't pay attention
Right.
that much.
Well,
did you go to morning scraper?
I was in there for a while. I was cleaning out the bowels. You know what I'm saying?
Brian Anderson called the Freddie Freeman shot yesterday a roof scraper.
Oh, I love the whole notion of roof scrapers. And what was the other one that he used?
Wall scraper.
Wall scraper.
Is that a new phrase? Like, like the what do you call the sweeper?
No, he's been pretty consistent using that over the years.
He likes that whole scraper thing.
Who does it?
I thought he heard it from our show. And
he might have.
I wanted to use it.
He might have, yeah.
And then
maybe BA was in town.
Who's in the booth with him? Who's in the booth with Brian Anderson?
I think it's Ron Darling.
And who else?
Jeff Francoeur.
I don't know.
Jeff Francoeur.
Jeff Francoeur.
And the reason
I like Jeff Francoeur's internet content. Like he has like a lot of youth sports stuff. It's actually good.
I only ask because he keeps referring to him as Frenchie. You know?
Yeah. Well,
and
That was his nickname as a player, right?
I just don't remember him like as that famous of a player that everybody in the world would know him as Frenchie. So every time
if you like baseball, yeah.
Well, I like
you're basically
it, but,
saying that like you're a casual fan is what not. No.
I'll just say this: I was like Jeff Francoeur. I mean, that's who I think he's calling Frenchie. It seems to make sense. Francoeur sounds French. FR Frenchie. Like, I just wondered if the average person was like, oh, yeah, Frenchie, Jeff Francoeur, sure, naturally, of course.
All right, friend of the show, Boog Sciambi from ESPN Radio. He was on the call last night of the Dodgers and the Brewers. He's going to join us in a few moments. We got a lot of reads today, so let's begin.
Okay.
And nothing is
Cappy,
safer.
Tell us about that Subaru that drove you here all safe.
I'm glad you guys asked me that because I'll tell you right now, yesterday, Sexy Jexy decided that he wanted to, jump in and go, hey, is that Subaru you're driving, is that an all-wheel drive? You're damn right it's an all-wheel drive.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
He asked you if it was all-wheel drive?
You know how you keep saying that he's sending out these emails, or texts that are just to me or just to you? Yeah. It's gotten really weird, okay? Really, really bizarre.
Is that he thinks that's erotic somehow? Hey, man, is your car all-wheel drive?
Hey, man, are you getting all wheels on that thing or what, And so,
hey man, can I put my hand on your steering wheel?
Hey man, can I check out your Forester? You know what I mean? Like it's
the dash between Forest and
It's gotten kind of weird. It really has. But I'll just say this. I'll say that when you are facing the kind of rain that we're facing this morning out there on the freeways, and I just want to encourage everybody, seriously be careful, because when I was driving north on the 5, south on the 5, the water was coming over the median and hitting the cars that were in the far left lane, pal. So, you just got to be careful out there because you don't see these puddles. And the next thing you know, you're driving through 2 feet of water.
Hydroplane.
Exactly. And so that's why a Subaru is such a great vehicle to have, especially as we pull into this time of the year, because you want to be as safe as possible. And Subaru is the safest vehicle on the road. That is not my opinion. That is like statistical facts. And all kinds of research and data that proves that. So the math is really simple right now on a brand new Subaru. Low prices for brand new ones, plus big trade-in value equals huge savings at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. We want you to come on in today. If you want to trade and upgrade, we're here for it. If you want to just sell your vehicle, we'll pay you for it on the spot. So we've crunched all the numbers, and you win either way. So the team, Omar and his whole crew, we're all ready to help you. No gimmicks, no hidden fees, just reliable Subarus at an honest price. And for complete details, visit us at oceansubarooc.com or come to the showroom. You can walk around the lot. It's not like one of these massive lots. You'll see everything in just a few minutes. Ocean Subaru on Euclid and Fullerton. The math is simple. More for your trade, less for your next ride at Ocean Subaru. And be safe out there today, everybody, like I was in my all-wheel drive Forester.
By the way, I thought the weirdest text was I had gone tucked in last night at East Central. Mm-hmm. I already spoke to Stephanie, said goodnight. I was ready to close my eyes, and I see a text come in. I'm like, what is this? And it's him out of nowhere. Like, the group chat had died down for a couple hours. Mm-hmm. Him saying, like, Cap, drive safe tomorrow in the rain.
Yeah.
It was
did see
really
that,
weird.
It was bizarre. I know. He's a strange dude,
I
man.
feel like that was actually very nice. That's not weird.
No, but he's, like, giving us the forecast, and we had already talked about it all morning on the air. And it was just... He's taken the bit to the extreme, and I love it, by the way.
Well, he sent me a text just to me, not to the group.
Oh, those are always fun.
And he said this, I swear to you, this is what he said to me. This is at 9:11 p.m. last night. Okay, check your text to see what time he hit that. This is at 9:09 in the group chat.
I'm holding the Hernandez Wholesale Flooring hardwood that they've sent over.
Yeah.
You see my hat, by the way?
I do.
My Hernandez
Very
Wholesale
nice.
Flooring hat. But
Very
read
nice.
the text.
All right. Jexy says to me last night, by the way, I'm kind of coming off the whole 2 Monday Night Football games, of which I didn't watch as much Buffalo and Atlanta, but I did watch quite a bit of the Chicago-Washington game.
Wait. Can I ask you something really quick before you read that?
You.
Because I got to call Boog Sciambi.
Yeah.
When I call him, should I call him Mr. Sciambi, or should I call him Boog, or should I call him John? Because remember last time he got offended that I called him Mr. Sciambi because he made
just
him feel
call him
old.
Boog.
Yeah, and don't call him the Boogly Boogler.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
don't call him that.
pisses
He
him
hates
off.
that name.
He
And
hates
Cappy,
Continue.
He hates
just
that.
Boog is fine.
Boog is good. He prefers just Boog.
Do the boogly boogler.
No, the
Go,
Boogly
go.
Boogler.
Don't do
the
that.
Boogly
Read the
Boogler gets him
text.
pissed off. Jexy sends me a text last night, 9:11. Again, I'm coming off this Dodger game.
I know. You said that already.
The craziness of the finish. Like, I'm trying to get myself to go to bed. He says this, is that Subaru all-wheel drive big dog? He hit me with a big dog.
It's so good.
He hit me with a big dog, George. What do you make of this situation, George? How do I handle this? Tell me what to do.
I just think the kid's just trying to engage you, Cappy. He
trying to
probably
engage
looks
you.
up to you. He's a Chargers fan. You were, at one time a Charger person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I think that's all it is. He's just trying to build a relationship with you.
Show him your lightning bolt.
Yeah, well, you know what he really wants to do, George? He wants to go to the racetrack with me.
There you go.
Because he and his dad are both big horse racing fans.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Yeah, but he really wants to know if my Subaru Forester is all-wheel drive, big dog. So
there you go, big dog.
Yeah.
Is that the music for the great John Boog Sciambi?
Yes, he is on hold. Of course, you heard him last night on ESPN Radio and here on ESPN LA with the Dodgers beating the Brewers.
Boog, have you ever seen a crazier play than that insane double play that we saw at the Dodgers game? And yes, we're going to do that ridiculous voice because it just kind of flows with baseball, I feel like, this time of year.
I like it.
But
yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you like it. That play, like, first of all, I'm
What
curious.
was that music, by the way?
That was the ESPN Radio baseball music.
Oh.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah, play it again for him. I mean, just so we make sure we had played the right music.
Yeah, let's lead it in.
You know?
Go.
We hate for us.
Oh, yeah.
Back here in Milwaukee, Dodgers Brewers game 1.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Boog?
Right.
We got the right music? We didn't screw it up, did we?
I like it.
Okay,
Sedano,
cool.
Do you get pukey on the football broadcast?
Never, dude. I don't get. Cap listens to watches all my games.
Mhm.
So do I get puke? I don't get pukey at all, Cap. Right?
When you say pukey, Boog, just define pukey because he
like
may.
this.
Oh, like that? No, he doesn't say things like, "Welcome to Tallahassee, where the Florida State Seminoles are taking on the Campbell Cougars." He doesn't say it like that. Who are Campbell? Who's Campbell? George?
Camels, actually.
Oh, the Campbell Camels. My bad, yo.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
Big dog.
The Campbell. They are the camels. The fighting camels. What do you want me to tell you? All right, listen.
Tell me. I'm
Boog,
listening.
That play, dude. Like I saw it. I had to rewind it on my TV. You had to call that in real time on radio, which had to have been incredibly difficult. Like, what did you make of that crazy double play, and how did you kind of process it in real time?
Well, in real time, I didn't realize. I thought he had tipped it to himself, so I didn't realize that it had hit off the wall. And then you're just sort of putting the pieces together, and then you realize what's happened, that it must have hit the wall because they're going for a force. Like Contreras obviously had a very good idea of what was going on because he never tried to tag Teoscar Hernandez at the plate, and then he went right to third. It's one of those plays. I'll tell you the one takeaway from it, as bizarre as the play is, and I've never seen a play like that, but it's a good example of just simple stuff, and you'd be amazed at how many people on the field, I think even at times, including managers, don't know the rules that well.
Yep.
So like he is allowed to tag once the ball hits Frelick's mitt. It does not have to be in Frelick's possession. So when he started to tag and then went back, that's where he's making his mistake. And I don't know that, most players know that.
Boog, I completely agree. And in fact, there was a play earlier this season. I don't know if you guys will remember it.
Wait, but Cappy, did you think he tipped it to himself?
Yes.
Because I did in real time watching the game on TV.
But I didn't know the rule. I'm willing to tell you guys I didn't know the rule. I thought that when the ball hit off his glove, then hit off his wall, but then never hit the ground and went back to his glove.
You thought he was out.
I thought it was an out. And Boog, I don't think I was alone necessarily in not knowing the rule. I was going to make an example. There was a play earlier in the NFL season where one of the players didn't realize that the ball was kicked off and it had been behind him, and he literally did not go get the ball, and the team that kicked off scored a touchdown because the ball had advanced 10 yards. Certain players don't know the rules. I mean, it's just and it seemed to me, Boog, like Dave Roberts was looking for an explanation. I think a lot of people thought that the ball hit the glove, the wall, the glove, that was an out. Why is that not an out?
Well, I can't answer the second thing. I mean, part of what happens is, that part makes sense. I don't think you should be able to catch stuff off of.
The wall is basically like the field of play at that point, right? Like if it hits off the wall, like that's it. That's in play. That's fair.
Although the interesting thing, and this makes Cap's point for him, and that is, if the ball last night hits the roof in fair territory. And stays in like it can be caught.
A roof scraper?
So, a roof scraper, like Freddie Freeman's home run almost hit the roof. So anyway, but it's as far as that last night. The other thing you got to remember is these guys aren't getting the benefit of replay or television. So like, they may not even know in real time that it did hit the wall. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even know exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard. That's for sure.
Yeah. That was nuts.
You know where else I was confused though, George? I'll tell you, and Boog, I'll tell you.
I mean, amongst many things.
Yeah. Well, the first part of it was I was wrong. I mean, I was like, I thought it was an out. I thought catch the ball was an out. So I was wrong there. Right. But then what I was having a really hard time figuring out until it was all slowed down and explained was why was Will Smith the player that needed to move from second to third? Because at the time there wasn't an explanation of it's a fair ball. Right. So therefore Muncy needs to get to first. The runner on first better get to second. The runner at second needs to get to third. Like, I literally didn't have an idea of what was going on between home and first to second because I was focused on second to third. I admit I was totally lost in the entire play. Boog, how was it for you, as George asks earlier, like calling that in real time? Were you confused at all about
I think he just
absolutely
the multiple things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was confused. There's no question. It was because I didn't know again in real time that it had hit the wall.
Right.
So then, once they're once I realized that they're throwing home and they're turning it into a force out, then I realized, now this is going to be a double play.
Wow.
So that's sort of how that
an 8-6-2 and the first time in the history of the playoffs for an 8-6-2 double play. I mean, you know how the people say that, you watch a baseball game, you'll see something that you've never seen. That's something we've never seen. Crazy.
There you go.
Now, it was bizarre.
You know what was bizarre to me was the Blake Snell thing. Now, I actually would have gone with Sasaki because there is group text chats that I was like, I'm all in on Sasaki-san. And then, it didn't go so well. But how did you feel about removing Blake Snell at that point when he's rolling with 10 strikeouts?
So, it's one of those things where I would not – I mean, in today's world, we go to the pen, right? We don't these guys just step on the gas. And for the most part, when they take them out, you just sort of – I don't know. I just sort of give the latitude to the managers. I thought maybe there was a chance that he would put him back out there. I again would tell you that the thing in my head in spots like this is there's just so much information down there that we don't have access to between the manager, the pitcher, and the pitching coach that maybe Blake Snell is just done. And so it's not quite as simple a decision as we think it is just watching it. So I think you got to give, there's got to be a little bit of latitude to the idea that they're handling more information than we have access to.
Yeah, but, I was also, George, I wanted to see Blake Snell try and finish this thing off. And I think Blake has had a reputation of being a guy who only goes 5 innings, 6 innings. And
yes.
I feel like the Dodgers, and maybe it's Blake saying it to Dave, like, hey, I can stretch out and I want to go longer. But were you surprised, Boog, that Sasaki walked a couple of batters and then got taken out before he was able to finish the job? Because I think a lot of Dodger fans thought that they had found some, new freaky pitcher that was going to save the bullpen. What'd you think?
I mean, no, was surprised. I mean, that was definitely an outcome on the table. I mean, Roki Sasaki as elite reliever has been, that idea is not even as old as the milk in my fridge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, small sample size,
it's not particularly been happening for so long.
7 1/3 prior to yesterday. That's it.
I thought, and he hasn't pitched in a back-to-back yet. So that's kind of a stipulation for late inning relievers. You know what I mean? Be able to pitch one game and then pitch the next night. So look, he's got great stuff. So I think I don't know, what did I expect? I thought it was a moment. So it didn't floor me that he came in and walked some people, and that Dave got him out of there didn't surprise me either.
Is there any precedent for a guy that, I mean, the sport better than anybody, where I mean, there's so many factors to this, right? Forget about a guy coming out who's been a starter to come out of the pen and try to close games. I don't know if there's a ton of precedent for that, let alone a guy who's coming off of an injury. Like, can you recall anything like that?
Oh, I mean, I think you see stuff like that where guys get, utilized in the postseason in a different way.
Well, I guess John Smoltz, right, is probably a guy that comes to mind, right?
Well,
that
he turned into a closer, right. You know what I mean? But not. It wasn't like mid-season.
Okay.
But I think I would also say this: like we're a game into the NLCS, so I don't think we have enough of a sample size to decide that he's their closer. You know what I mean?
Right. So you're saying no on the closer just yet? Okay.
I mean, I think, but like here's the one point. I don't even know if he can actually be the closer. Is he available tonight? Because he's never pitched back-to-back games.
Right.
So if it's 2-1 in the ninth tonight, forget about is he confident in him? Can he actually pitch? Right. If he can't pitch, it's going to be kind of hard for him to be their closer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair. Now, you did the Cincinnati series on television, and clearly you've done a bunch of their games during the season. This bullpen has been certainly an issue this season, and it's driven everyone insane because, it's the most volatile thing in the sport, right? Like 1 year it could be good. Same guys can stink the next year. What have you made of just kind of the way that this thing has unfolded for them? And is it something that you think can be an Achilles heel for them moving forward?
Yeah, it definitely can be. I mean, I think, again, I think it can be an Achilles heel. I still would say look, for as much as people want to talk about leverage spots, like you can win the game in the first, second, third, and fourth innings. You know what I'm saying? Like you need 27 outs, and I'd rather be able to cover a large majority of them. But if it's an issue, it's going to be one of those things where Dodger fans are going to be popping the Tums, and it's going to be super uncomfortable. It definitely can be an Achilles heel. I mean, look, if they're going to play close games, you're going to need somebody in late stages to get outs, or multiple guys to get outs, and it's going to be tense and it's going to be hard. I think that part of how they solve it is if they score a little bit more, and if they get themselves a bigger type lead, then all the yucky bullpen turns into those two, terrible eighth innings against the Reds. But that's how you fix it. But yeah, it can definitely be a problem. Like, could it end up costing them? Yes, it could end up costing them. But it's still, again, last year's team was bullpen dependent. This year's team is not. Their top five pitchers are all starters. So they're going to take down the majority of innings with their starters, not their bullpen.
Now, Cappy, interesting choice that Boog went there with Tums, considering that there used to be a Rolaids reliever of the year.
Right, Rolaids. Yeah.
You went Tums. Yeah. I thought Rolaids based on baseball, personally.
Better antacid, Rolaids or Tums? I don't know. But Rolaids is definitely more associated with baseball.
Both of those?
What's that?
Are they still making both of those?
Tums for
they're
sure.
definitely making Tums. I don't think there's any question.
Yeah,
about
Rolaids
that.
were kind of like lifesavers. They came in a stick. But Tums came in more of like a bottle, very chalky, colorful.
Yes, I just Googled it.
They were like
are they still
vitamins.
making? Are they still making Rolaids? It says Rolaids are still being made and are widely available. Actually,
yes, but you're right. The Tums are kind of like adult Flintstones vitamins. They're very chalky, very colorful. Yes,
but you are
Boog.
right, Boog. Yeah. You are right. Rolaids was off the market for a while, but back on the market back in 2013.
But back on the market.
Yeah,
there it is.
And
I mean, I'm here.
Yeah,
it's like a public service.
Right,
yeah.
right. And the Tums are all circular, whereas like the Flintstones have the Fred shape and the Barney shape and the Wilma shape and the Betty shape.
That's a good point.
Bam, bam.
But
imagine if they merged those two.
Oh, yeah.
They made Rolaids, but they were in Flintstone shape.
Right.
So I would say Rolaids would probably, there'd be a surge in sales.
There's no doubt about it.
Well, I bet you Rolaids went downhill prior to 2013 because they were no longer the providing sponsor for the Rolaids reliever of the year.
Oh, how about that?
That's right. The fireman of the year. Yeah.
Did not know that. Hey, Boog, one more quick thing for you. Ohtani walked 3 times last night. And in the previous series, 1 for 18. So Dodgers finding ways to win even when their biggest, baddest hitter is not really producing. What are you expecting from Ohtani going forward in this series? You think he'll break out?
I will tell you, I don't know whether he'll break out. I personally, I did not think that in either instance, I did not think that the intentional walks, I did not agree with those moves tactically because I just think even though it's Ohtani, like I think at a certain point, you're asking for trouble giving a team base runners, and especially with a caliber hitter of Betts behind him. I understand the year Mookie had. He did finish well. But the other thing is, I don't care who the first guy is. And I mean, you want to take like 2004 Bonds out of it. I would say when you look at it, like walking the bases loaded ends up being a very stressful situation, and it played out as much last night. When you do that, you basically turn the batter's batting average into his on-base percentage. It just makes it way harder on the pitcher. So I don't know whether he's gonna hit, but I would tell you this: if they keep intentionally walking him, I have a hard time believing that tactic will work. There's a reason the intentional walk is, as a general idea, dead in the sport. It's because of math.
Yeah. And look, the whole sport is mostly math these days, for sure. But and the American League, just one quick question before we let you go. Seattle, Toronto, obviously Seattle up 2-0.
No Yankees question from you, Sedano.
No, I haven't been really a Yankees fan in a long time.
Gave up that Yankee fandom, huh?
It's just hard to watch them. So I kind of became, and my kids like the Dodgers. My wife's a Dodgers fan. We've kind of like are a Dodger family, like when we watch baseball.
I like that. Good for you.
Yeah. But the Mariners, like how good are they? Because I feel like, they've got great starting pitching. They've got some guys clearly, Dumper's fantastic. Rodriguez is fantastic. They've got guys that can hit. But, I watched them a little bit during the season because it's like it's them and the Angels after the Dodger games are over for whatever reason. I guess they start later. They're always on for an extra couple innings. So I watched them, and I felt like they were good, but I never got a real sense that they were like this dominant team. Are they just having a good run, do you think, or are they this good?
I mean, I think that they're a good team. I think that it also is, it's the way the playoffs are. Like random stuff can happen in these short little windows. So they're good enough. And then, when they play at their best, they're really good. I mean, if you're asking me who I think the better team is, I think the Blue Jays are the better team, right? I mean, in the same way, I think the Dodgers are the better team than the Brewers. Doesn't mean that they're going to win. It's the nature of the sport. We talk about it, a million times over. It's like the best team against the worst team in baseball. The best team's going to win, 69% of the time, and in the other major sports, it's probably closer to 90, right? So there's just a distinction in terms of consistency of play. A player, the caliber of Raleigh can go 0 for 12 over the course of a 3-game series, and you don't even think about it in the context of a regular season. But in the postseason, that can, basically doom their chances to win it all.
Cappy's I'm sure Cappy will be a big fan if the Seattle Mariners and Dodgers play. I mean, even though he'll want the Dodgers to win, sort of, I guess. But, Cappy's Cal Riley's a wall scraper, a roof scraper when he hits home runs. Cappy's more of a toilet scraper the morning. Yep. But, we document that regularly.
Boog,
on the show because of him.
5:58 a.m. this morning. It was
very regular.
5:58 a.m. this morning.
Doing this together.
And it's nice. It's nice here at LA Live, and it's nice in our office because I'll usually, especially early mornings like this, I'll get the toilet.
Are you guys downtown together right now?
Well,
no, I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm home, but he's
me. I'm downtown. I battled through all the rain because I'm a real man. That's why.
Yeah. That's exactly what you
drive. And I drive a Subaru Forester that's all-wheel drive, big dog.
Yeah.
And so because of those things, I'm able to actually make it here and battle through the weather to get here. But
I
the
just
point
wanted
is,
to sleep an extra hour.
Sedano's in his robe. Are you in your robe, your pajamas?
No, not in my
Sedano?
robe, but I am in like joggers and like a zip up. Yeah.
yeah. But
'Cause you
5:58
jog.
a.m.
Are you a jogger?
No, he ain't jogging.
No, I'm not jogging anywhere.
He ain't jogging. But he's wearing joggers.
I got a strained calf, dude. I'm
Yeah.
old.
I mean, listen,
Just from walking.
Yeah,
like,
you
that's how old I am.
dude, he's like LeBron, man. He's on his own schedule. He'll come back when he wants to.
It's killing me.
Yeah. But 5:58 a.m., Boog, the bathroom here, when you get it, like when you're the first person in, it's been nicely cleaned. You know what I mean? Like there's still like a little bit of blue water in the toilet. You know what I mean? Like where they've used whatever product it is. So for me, it's very nice. I don't even have to put anything down on the toilet seat. You know what I mean? Like I can literally sit there, get comfortable.
No, what do you mean you don't put anything down on the toilet seat? What's wrong with you?
No, it's clean.
No.
It's clean.
No.
No,
Public
no.
toilet?
Yeah,
Always.
no,
I don't care how
no.
clean it is.
Listen to me. Later in the day, it's like 5 different layers of toilet paper.
Oh,
but first of the day,
no,
I'm clean. It's clean. We're all clean together.
No.
What do you think, Boog?
Why are we having this conversation?
Because it's Cappy.
It's just an
Why?
important. It's an important part of today.
Yeah.
You know.
We got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, there's the music. There's my music.
There he is.
He's wrapping him
I'm
up.
gonna start
He's wrapping
playing
him up.
that
That's
everywhere
it.
I go today.
You should have it as your ringer.
They're going to play that music.
Yeah.
You walk in, you play it on your phone. I'm here. The
Hey,
music
Jim
is on.
Basquill here, sending it down to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm here, big dog. I got here in my Subaru Forester because I'm a
Jim
man.
Basquill
Me
here.
and the
Let's
rest
send
of
it back
the
to
Campbell
Doug,
Camels.
Right, the Campbell
Doug
Camels.
Glanville and Boog Sciambi at America Park or whatever the hell they call that place.
The Campbell Camels.
Yeah.
They're my favorite team.
I got the Yukon Huskies, and I got you guys this week, Boog. You're a Boston College guy.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, how'd my Pitt Panthers look against BC 2 weeks ago?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Well, it gives me an opportunity to brag to somebody,
Were you excited about Pitt beating FSU?
I was
They beat
very
FSU.
excited. Hey, listen, we got ourselves a quarterback now. Freshman quarterback, 18 years old. Kid's a rock star. Love that kid.
Go. There you go.
It'll be great
we
when
love
he
you.
transfers to Florida State next
I
year.
know,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
When they pay him
when
more
you
than
can't
Pitt
keep
can
him.
pay
Right,
him. Right.
exactly. When Mike Norvell says, "Here, kid, here's $3 million." Boog, we love you, buddy. Thank
All
you.
the best. Drive safe. Love you.
All right, boogly boog. There you
I'm
go.
loved that we got in the scraper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to.
That was good. That's good work, Sedano.
God, we go back, George. Between the three of us, you, me, and Boog. I mean, it's got to be, honestly, no joke. It's got to be 30 years now.
Yeah, like over 20, 25 in
Yeah.
that range.
I mean, 1994.
Just going to
me,
warn
Boog,
everybody, a
early
lot of reads
2000.
coming up. A lot of reads coming up.
Yeah. Go Abner Gatt. Tell us about hello.
Hello, Abner Gatt.
No
Listen,
time to go down.
no memory lane. No memory lane.
Memory
time with
lane.
the
Then we do
boogly
that in the
boogler.
YouTube hour
Yeah.
when there's less reads.
Okay. Hey, Abner Gatt. So I'm going to put on my Abner Gatt hat for those of you guys. This is, by the way, this is a perfect hat to wear in the rain today, right?
That's a good rain
This
hat.
is a good rain hat. Let's talk about something really serious, though, because this could be a massive problem. You're on your drive to work right now. It's dark out there still. It's rainy. Okay, you want to be careful. But then you get to your office, you turn on your computer, and then you got nothing, man. Your files are all locked. Your data is frozen. You realize, uh-oh, I've been hacked. And let me just tell you, if you've been hacked in your life, if you've ever been scammed in your life, you know how stressful it is. You know how expensive it can be. Thousands, could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then nowadays, you got this uphill battle of talking to your cyber insurance claim and making sure it actually gets paid. Now, I always tell you about Abner Gatt, and I say, hey, water damage, fire damage. Abner knows the policies. Abner knows the people in the insurance industry. Abner will get you the money you're supposed to get, even when your homeowner's insurance company isn't treating you like they should. But in this case, I'm talking about cyber insurance. Abner Gatt and his team of public adjusters, they'll come in and they will take care of business because chances are you don't even know if you're fully protected. You're not even sure if you filled out the insurance application correctly. So don't wait until it's too late. You call Abner Gatt, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. Abner will answer the phone. You'll know it's him when you hear hello. So whether it's cyber insurance, homeowners insurance, anything having to do with insurance, talk to Abner Gatt and his team of public adjusters. AbnerGatt.com, 818-917-5256. Hello.
We look forward to Abner being in studio with us a little bit tomorrow during the YouTube hour. Right now, though, 7:35. Be safe on those roads. You got your windshield wipers on the outside. Let Cappy and the crew be your windshield wipers on the inside. We'll also hear from the host of the Blue Review next. It's the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Back in 3.5 minutes from right now on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
East Central Hotel, the official downtown home away from home for Cappy and Morales. EastCentralHotel.com.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
John Ireland for Blue Ice, the finest potato vodka sourced from Idaho and pure Snake River Aquafire water. Find classic Blue Ice vodka or any of their unique flavors in stores or ask for it by name. Blue Ice vodka, because taste is everything.
What's going on? It's Bethel Durant, and I love rolling around in my Toyota. Tacoma, to be exact, and right now it's Trucktober. If you're in the 818, go check out the All-Stars at Northridge Toyota. In the 626, it's all about Wondries Toyota. And right now, Trucktober is here for you. Lease a brand new 2025 Tacoma for just $164 a month or 36 months plus tax. Northridge Toyota or Wondries Toyota. Serving all of SoCal sports fans, they make it easy.
Lease excludes tax, title, license, registration fees, and dealer options and changes. $59.99 cash or trade equity down. Expires 10/31/25.
Support comes from Clean Power Alliance, providing 3 million residents and businesses clean electricity options. On every road with every light we turn on, we can choose clean energy. Change is electric. Learn more at cleanpoweralliance.org/changeiselectric.
The roof scraper.
Every ceviche at Mercado González begins with limes fresh squeezed daily. Yes, daily. And each drop of those limes marinates our delicious shrimp, caught from El Mar de Cortés, for a unique mariscos flavor you can't find anywhere else in the world. Spoon the ceviche over our tostadas raspadas and take a crunchy bite. That's the sound of authenticity. Mercado González, Mexico in every detail.
Score a win this game day with Amazon Pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you and on your schedule. Whether you're running from work, home, or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah. 7:39, good morning. Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Tuesday. A live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. Be safe out there on the roads. It's wet.
It's not just wet, bro. Freaking
It's
massive
coming down.
puddles.
Yeah,
Massive.
and I'm wondering if my flight's going to take off on time today. Speaking of which,
That's what
Chris,
we're all
let me-
wondering, you know.
Let me sneak this in at LAX.
Oh,
the People
man,
Mover
come on
trains.
now. I don't
Begin
have the
rolling
bed ready.
Early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals, a new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses. You don't even need a car to get to LAX, but if you do, they got the economy parking and kiss and fly lot as well that will be connected by the People Mover train. The trains will be simple and fast and get you to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less. Trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. To learn more, go to the website lawa.org/ESPN. That's lawa.org/ESPN.
That's a good job. They're sneaking
Nicely
that
done.
in there. Meanwhile, let's
Nicely
get back to Usher. Everything. He turns 47 today. Happy birthday to Usher.
By the way, do you know that Usher...
now, what?
Cappy, Usher has a sports tie this past week.
Oh, yeah?
So Usher's doing his residency in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Cappy knows. He's seen the videos.
Yeah.
With the cherries.
That's
The
right.
cherries.
I have seen those videos.
The Las Vegas Aces won the WNBA title, and he had been at a bunch of games, so they want him to be part of, to be like the lead guy at their parade.
Oh, really?
In Las Vegas. So they have there's a lot of videos out there from the ladies on the Las Vegas Aces getting Usher to, since he shows up for the games, to show up for the parade. So I'm curious to see if he'll be the leader of the parade for the WNBA.
You should also do the cherry trick to Mark Davis. Well, Mark Davis eats that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And what was the deal on that?
I don't know.
Why is he
So
eating
it's funny.
a sandwich?
Yesterday on NBA Today, we had Jackie Young on, who is like the second best player on the Aces behind Asia Wilson.
Thank you for telling me who that is. Keep going.
And yeah, she had a big closeout game.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her. It got edited out because she didn't see it in real time. She said she saw it on the internet, and you could tell she didn't want to make fun of the owner. But she was like laughing. She's like, "Yeah, I saw it on the internet. I had no idea he was eating a sandwich while we were in there."
And a peanut butter sandwich. I mean, peanut butter by itself seems very dry.
No, he had it with jelly, I think.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
You know, if it was strawberry, grape, or orange marmalade?
What
you
I'm
know?
guessing is somebody handed him an Uncrustables, but it looked a lot larger than an Uncrustable.
It was big. No, it was a big sandwich.
Looked like it was on sourdough bread. Didn't? I was trying. I focused in on the bread. What kind
Peanut
of
butter
bread
and
do you
jelly
eat?
on sourdough, unless it's toasted, that's going to be a lot of.
Yeah, that's a lot of dryness.
Even
in your
toasted,
mouth.
that's not
I
very
mean,
good.
Bergman, does that give you any hope? I guess Mark Davis, 3-time championship owner.
I told you he's a champ. That guy.
Hey, he's champion. He can do it with the Raiders. See,
Right.
it's all connected, right, Cappy?
When you think of great owners, okay, you think of guys who produce championships. You think of like a Stan Kroenke as an example.
Of course.
You think of a Mark Davis comes to mind, certainly. I mean, maybe Bob Kraft later down the line, maybe
Jerry
Jerry
Buss.
Jones from way back when, Dr. Buss, of course. Mark Davis amongst, the
Right
stars
there.
of ownership.
Right there.
And he
Right
will
on
bring
the
the
same
Raiders.
level.
He will bring the Raiders to
By
a
the way,
championship.
before we get to the host of the Blue Review, let me tell you this. The NLCS is on the ESPN LA app. At 5 p.m., you can hear the Dodgers and the Brewers in Game 2 of the NLCS on the ESPN LA app. Just hit the ESPN Radio Live Sports Style for play-by-play from ESPN Radio. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound and looking to bounce back to give the Dodgers a commanding 2-0 lead by taking 2 on the road, or the Brew Crew can get one. You never know.
Yeah.
Be sure to recap the game tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. with the Blue Review on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. The MLB postseason on ESPN LA, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. 7:43 time for a little Dodger.
Yeah. So it's funny. That game, by the way, of course, Boog, Sciambi, Dunn, Gladdenville on the call on the app. And I text Boog before we came back, just scrapers, exclamation point. And he wrote back, LOL.
Yeah, mine
The
was
scraper.
Mine was thanks for playing.
Bergman, the Blue Review. What was the Blue Review like this morning?
So we had from ESPN Milwaukee, we had Ben Brust on, who is
Ben Brust.
Yeah,
He's a D1 college athlete.
Yeah, he played for Wisconsin.
Played what?
D1.
Basketball.
Played basketball for Wisconsin.
Oh,
he was in the tournament.
He's on ESPN Milwaukee.
Well,
He's
I
a
mean,
big
the
Play
question-
with Frank Kaminsky and those guys?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I ask is
Sam
because
Decker?
you were like
And Sam
credentializing
Decker,
him.
right? That team that went to the Final Four. That's
yeah,
what I'm asking.
I had no idea. You know what I mean? Like I
Well, we
thought
all
you were
know
talking about
Ben.
baseball.
He's a teammate of ours here at Good Karma Brands. Great guy.
Yeah, I don't
Frank
know. I don't know.
Kaminsky is married, and they just had to Ashley Brewer, who used to work at
oh,
ABC
really?
7.
Well, you know Ashley, though.
I do know
They had a
her,
baby.
and that by the way is a much better claim to fame than ESPN Milwaukee
Being
/
Ashley
playing
Brewer's husband.
basketball at Wisconsin.
Well,
right,
no,
being
but Ben Brust is not Ashley Brewer's husband.
Oh, who's
Frank
his-
Kaminsky? I
Oh,
think.
then Frank
His
Kaminsky
teammate.
way
the
better.
tank.
Oh, way better. Then forget Ben Brust.
It doesn't matter.
They should get Frank Kaminsky on from ESPN Milwaukee.
Ben just married Elizabeth Stade from GKB, who was Craig Karmazit's former executive assistant. If you want to connect the tree all the way around.
Oh.
Okay, well, there you have it.
There you go.
lost him.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
I
on the
did
Blue
this
Review
long
today,
time ago.
We were just talking to him, so we were
that
talking about
gutless scumbag Ben Brust.
That's our teammate.
He did really like from yesterday the hard six conversation that we had yesterday.
A
So
lot
I'm
of people at
just-
GKB were very much into the hard six bit.
liked
Well,
it.
and then I shifted it to hard 7.
Yes,
Right,
You
you
sure did.
I wish I could shift
Good
from
for
6
you.
to 7 these days. Not
You should have
anymore.
asked, Boog about that. Dang.
The hard six.
Yeah, I should have asked Boog about the hard 6.
No, but the biggest thing for me was that I was. You guys talked about it with Boog. I was not disappointed, but I wanted to see Blake Snell in the 9th inning for a couple of different reasons.
Yeah, you did, right? But then guess who took him out?
Oh, here we go. They won the game. They won the game.
Almost.
And
Yeah,
also,
it
you can't be upset with going to Roki Sasaki in that situation.
Correct.
Or you could
no
just
matter what.
let Blake Snell throw a couple pitches and see how it goes.
But you know,
but then if it goes poorly, then you're going to kill him.
Then
for
pull
keeping
him
in.
out.
But
No,
you know what,
just pull
though?
him out after one if he gets a base runner on.
But Greg, you
here's
talk
the
about
thing.
Sasaki. Real quick, you talk about Sasaki. And George, I know you've hyped Sasaki as well. And Bergie, it's as if like you found some new toy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think Boog made a really good point, which was it's such a small sample size. And the way that you have like celebrated, like, okay, everything's fixed because we got Sasaki now in this role. Boog says, small sample size, and asks a good question, which is he officially the closer, meaning is he available on a back-to-back night?
Right, tonight we'll find out.
Yeah,
if they need him.
And probably not. He had around 20 pitches, but that was also why I wanted to see Blake Snell in the ninth inning, because you had 7, 8, 9 coming up. He was only at 100 pitches, 103. He probably would have been doing another 10, 15 pitches against the bottom of the lineup. That's a good spot for him to go out again, and then they do not have to see Roki Sasaki an extra time. You don't know if he's available tonight now when he would have been available after Yamamoto. It made so much sense to me. I understand that Blake Snell is going to go pitch again in Game 5, and it's only 4 days rest, so you wanted to kind of keep that pitch count down. But no matter what, it seemed like that was the right choice from the beginning. Just let Blake Snell see the bottom of the lineup so you don't have to see Roki again.
Yeah. George, I was surprised, though, that Roki, again, with everybody's excitement for what he had become, and then for him to go out and walk a couple of batters and get himself into trouble. And then when Treinen came in, I was like, okay, this.
And then everybody was pooping themselves.
Right, because this thing could get blown here real quick. And
there was going to be a bunch of scrapers around L.A., but you're kind of scrapers.
Right, exactly. But then, you get to that bases loaded situation, and, you've got the last batter up, and I could only imagine how hard it must be to lay off of a high fastball when you're like, hey, look, I got to be aggressive here. I got to protect the plate. All I got to do is put the ball in play, and it could turn into at least a tie, maybe even a win. I mean, put it this way. If a Dodger player had swung at that pitch and struck out on that pitch, we'd probably all be complaining about why would you swing at a ball that's outside the zone.
Yeah.
Well, he also laid off that exact same pitch earlier in the at-bat.
Correct.
Was it the first pitch, do you recall, of that at-bat?
First or second pitch? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was one of the
It was the second. It was no, it was the third pitch because he went foul ball, strike looking. So it was the third pitch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
By the way, with Snell, just so you know, I mean, for those that wanted Snell to come out, and again, Cappy, you made the point during the interview, which is he's traditionally been a 5 or 6 inning kind of guy, but he is on a heater right now. When you look at historically for the Dodgers, most consecutive starts in the postseason, okay? Most consecutive starts in the postseason with 9+ strikeouts in Dodgers history. He's only the third guy to do it 3 straight times. Nobody's done it 4. You got Koufax, who did it in 65. Kershaw did it twice in 14 and 15. Kershaw.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? No, Kershaw doesn't suck.
Kershaw did it twice in 14 and 15.
Get off his
And
back.
then Blake Snell now has done it 3 consecutive games in the postseason.
Blake Snell was also the first pitcher since Don Larson with his perfect game to go 8 innings, 1 hit.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually played him yesterday on Prize Picks for less than 7 strikeouts, thinking that Milwaukee's kind of this gritty, find a way to get on base kind of team. And he mowed him down.
Yeah,
Blake Snell.
By the way,
amazing.
you know who's on MLB Network right now?
Tell me.
Talking to their morning show?
Who dat?
Sminger?
Ben
No.
Brust.
Frenchie.
Oh, Frenchie.
You're all wrong.
Hey, Frenchie. Nice.
7:49, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. I am holding it up, George, from Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. So is Cappy. I've got my great
hardwood.
new Hernandez Wholesale Flooring hat on a rainy day.
Yeah.
And I am holding up the hardwood. Tell us about it.
What do you got?
Listen,
What,
you need
real
new
quick,
flooring.
What do you got?
You need
I don't
that
know.
hard.
Well, mine is called Nude White Oak.
Mine is the Bristol Farms Tennessee wood flooring.
Yeah, mine's also from Tennessee. Nude
All right,
White
there we
Oak.
go. There we go.
There you go. So if you need new flooring, that hardwood in your home, rental, ADU, or even your business like Dr. Clapper, get out and call the Hernandez brothers, the crazy Hernandez brothers at 866-62-FLOOR. Listen, Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, legitimately family run. You get the authentic old school TLC and actual wholesale pricing year round. Papi Hernandez started it 57 years ago. The crazy Hernandez brothers are there. Mom, aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces, cousins, brothers, sisters, they're all there. sons, daughters, no bogus sales, no gimmicks, just the best price in the start. And that's why I say it, and I mean it. No sale beats wholesale. Whether it is that hardwood, the laminate, the tile, the vinyl, the carpet, you need turf for the outdoor, you name it, they got it. All of it. Over 5 million square feet of in-stock inventory. You can see it, touch it, take it home with you on the same day. And that's huge, especially when trying to finish a project fast. It's why designers, contractors, builders all shop here. They know the crazy Hernandez brothers are always going to take care of you. And they'll take care of you, too, if you call them at 866-62-FLOOR. First responders, active military veterans all receive additional discounts on top of the already low prices. And if you find a better price, which I doubt, all you do is this. Call 866-62-FLOOR. Ask for the crazy Hernandez brothers. Tell them your square footage. Tell them the price. They'll match it, no questions asked. So head down to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, OG location in Commerce, in Orange County, down in Santa Ana. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price in town year-round, because no sale beats wholesale, homeboy. Check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. That's HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net, or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
Thank you, Sedano. 7:51. Good morning. Coming up at 8 o'clock, Evan Cohen will join us for his weekly visit, plus the Cap 10 this week, and there's some surprises. But next, in about 3 minutes, we're going to do 2 live reads for you. That's next on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Visit CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Children's Hospital Los Angeles is where groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where exceptional care is tailored 100% to kids. And it's where every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one need: your child's health. Whether it's routine care or a life-saving procedure, CHLA is where families turn to when outcomes truly matter. Children's Hospital Los Angeles, 125 years of building hope and healthier futures. Go to chla.org today.
LA, get ready. The 52nd annual Los Angeles Korean Festival is back October 16th through the 19th at Seoul International Park in Koreatown. 4 days of amazing food, live K-pop, and traditional performances, arts, culture, and fun for the whole family. Best part? Admission is free. Don't miss one of LA's biggest cultural celebrations, the LA Korean Festival, October 16th through the 19th. For details, visit lakoreanfestival.org.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
You know I love the outdoors and adventures. Hey, it's Travis calling all adventurers. Page, Arizona is your ultimate outdoor playground. Snap that iconic shot at Horseshoe Bend. Then hike the stunning 11-mile rim trail. Explore one of 13 breathtaking slot canyons, including world-famous Antelope Canyon. Craving water fun? Cruise Lake Powell by kayak, jet ski, or houseboat, or float the Colorado River to Lee's Ferry. Make Page your base camp for day trips to Grand Canyon, Zion, and the Wave. Start planning your trip today at visitpageaz.com.
Your fantasy roster is set, the smack talk is heating up, and this season ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sportsbook for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook, download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Oh, Dion.
George Sedano.
LA, baby.
Scott Kaplan.
What's up, LA?
What's up, LA?
Hey.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
I used to say.
7:55, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Tuesday, a live imaging Tuesday, presented by Providence. On this day in 1972, the number one hit, Michael Jackson. Ben, which I think was a song about a mouse.
I've never heard this song, and then I saw that it was his first number one solo hit, and I was like, what the hell is this song?
This song right here.
It was from a movie. Ben.
It's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Oh, this is Little Michael. This is before.
This was right after he went solo from the Jackson 5.
Yeah, this is before Hee and Shamon. It's before all of them.
But around here, we wouldn't do a song about a mouse. It'd be a song about a rat.
Yeah, there should be a song about a rat for this place.
Actually, it says that it's about a boy's love for his pet rat. Not
really?
mouse.
Oh, it does say rat.
Oh, really? You
It
see
does.
that? Then
No,
who
who knew?
Who are you dedicating this song to here?
Probably you.
Me?
Did you ever watch the 6-hour Jackson family documentary?
I did.
No.
Yeah, I used to watch it a couple times, actually.
Oh, really?
It was good. It was a good movie.
How many times?
Twice.
He had a
Okay,
pet
12
rat?
hours you've put into this.
Yeah, well, it's in multiple sittings.
Okay.
Evan Cohen's going to join us in a few minutes. But first, Sedano, tell us about our friends at Cadillac of Beverly Hills.
Well, real quick, obviously you know our partnership with Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the nicest dealership in America. Listen, we know Cadillac, but when was the last time you've driven one? Well, I've been lucky to drive a couple thanks to our friends at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Let's start with the Vistic. I mean, that thing was unbelievable. It's like a little mini Escalade. I should call it mini because it's a 7-seater. It's fantastic. And the technology on that car was unlike anything I'd ever seen. I mean, the technology in general in these cars are unlike anything I've ever seen. Let's start with the Vistic. If you're a parent and you got a kid and you want them to drive your car, you need them to drive your car, they've got a teenage mode, basically, okay, where basically you put that in the teenage mode, at teenage driver mode. They can't even start the car without the seatbelts being on, and it will literally not let them drive not even a tenth of a mile over the speed limit. So it's fantastic stuff. It's a beautiful car. It drives like you're on a cloud. Now I'm in the Escalade IQ. That's the big daddy mobile, okay? That's the one I love, okay? And you want to talk about technology. The passenger seat literally connects and has a screen that connects you to like your streaming services. So the person in the passenger seat on a long car ride can literally watch anything that you stream on this particular screen that's built into the dash. And of course, these cars, like this one, like the Big Daddy Escalade that I got, the Escalade IQ, all electric, just like the Vistic. You get incredible mileage on it. You get nearly 500 miles on the Escalade IQ. I mean, I don't have to charge it like for well over a week sometimes. It's just fantastic, okay? And again, when you drive a Cadillac, you know you've made it. And again, you can check out this beautiful lineup of Cadillac EVs, sedans, and SUVs that define luxury at the top of its game at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Go in and say hello to Dan and Tony and the incredible team at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out the beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills or on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Thank you, Sedano. 7:59 at 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. We'll stick here for just a moment before we talk about our friends at Prize Picks. It is also today Be Bald and Be Free Day, Cappy.
Oh, really? Well, that's what you should do.
Bald and free.
You should do that. You should.
I'm not this guy.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
I think everybody knows what he's talking about.
You should go bald and then be free, brother.
Be free.
But I can be free, not bald.
No, I know. But given the holiday today, it is a national.
Yeah, it's actually the perfect time.
Do you know yesterday?
Are you going to help me later?
I gladly give you a
You're
hand.
saying it East Central
I
tonight.
give you a hand. Listen, I know how to do it. I know how to clean it up. Hey, real quick. Yesterday, I realized in the afternoon just how much I love the fact that we're on in the mornings now.
Right.
Because my afternoons are free. And yesterday, I went to the post office to send something to a friend. So I get there, and the door is locked.
Was it tickets that you stole from us?
No, not
okay.
no. And I go and I go to open the door. The door's locked, and I'm like a schmuck. I'm standing there, and I'm going, well, wait a second. It says Monday. They're open from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. or whatever it is. And I'm standing there like a freaking moron. And I'm like the door is
locked. It's a holiday.
Right,
Yeah.
the door's locked. And I'm like playing with the door like as if it's going to all of a sudden open or like somebody's going to come out. And this lady walks by, and she goes, hey, they're closed today. And I go, but why? The sign says they're open on Mondays. She goes, well, she goes like this to me. She goes, well, it's Columbus Day, or there's another name.
Indigenous People
She goes,
Day.
or Indigenous People Day. She goes, so whichever one you're celebrating, they're closed. And I had no exposure at all that yesterday was a national holiday and that banks and post offices would be closed.
You've never seen that government offices are closed on Columbus Day or Indigenous People Day?
Yeah, I had no idea. Didn't
Columbus
even know.
Day? I mean, just even before then, Columbus Day, you never knew that?
No, I just didn't know that yesterday was Columbus Day.
Oh, got it.
or Indigenous Peoples
Second
Day.
Monday in October.
I had no exposure whatsoever to the holiday.
Real scumbag is what you are.
Well, Cappy, did you have any exposure to a winning Prize Picks play yesterday? Where, because Prize Picks is the place to get sports action in the state of California. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 lineup gets you a $50 lineup bonus. And it's very simple to play Prize Picks. It's more or less. They got a projection for every player imaginable and every sport imaginable. You bundle a couple together, you can win cold, hard cash. Did you win cold, hard cash?
Not only did I not win cold, hard cash, let me tell you what I did yesterday. I did a 6-pick flex play. It was a $20 play to win $840. And, George, when you play flex, you don't have to go 6 for 6 to get your money back or even to make some money. You can go 5 for 6, 4 for 6. You know how many I hit yesterday?
How many?
0.
Wow.
It's pretty bad to get shut out. Listen, I had Josh Allen for more than 228.5 passing yards. Didn't get it.
You get any locks on those bagels or what?
No, I didn't get any locks on these bagels. And I like some locks on those bagels right about now. Blake Snell, I played him for less than 7 strikeouts, thinking the Brewers are going to put their bat on the ball. They're going to play small ball. No, he got 10. I had Shohei Ohtani to break out and hit a home run.
Yeah, he got walked a bunch of times.
Right, nobody's going to pitch to him. Then in the Monday night game between Washington and Chicago, I had Roma Duze to score a touchdown. No. Debo Samuel to score a touchdown. No. Jaden Daniels to have more than 223.5 passing yards. He had 211. I went 0 for 6 on Prize Picks. So here's what I want to say to everybody. Now on Prize Picks, you can follow me. I can follow you. I can see your picks. You can see my picks. Don't follow my picks, but I want to follow your picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Make your first $5 lineup. Get $50 in free lineups. And somebody help a brother win.
Prize Picks. It's good to be right. And if you're Cappy, it's good to be wrong, I guess, too.
Yeah, right. Bad to be wrong.
8:02, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Tuesday. Be safe on those roads. It's wet, Jack. Evan Cohen will join us in 4 minutes from right now on ESPN LA.
Come out for a day of golf and fun and support the men and women who fight for our freedom. On Tuesday, November 11th, the Pacific Palms Resort in the City of Industry will play host to the 2025 Land of the Free Foundation Veterans Day Golf Classic. All proceeds from the tournament will go directly to the charities who support the men and women of our armed forces. For more info on the tournament, please visit landofthefreefoundation.org or call 562-833-4361. That's landofthefreefoundation.org.
Don't strike out if you've been injured in an accident. Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team are ready to step into the batter's box for you. They'll swing for the fences, go extra innings if they have to, and make sure the insurance companies are out at home. They'll cover all the bases and bring you home safe with the maximum compensation you deserve. Call the winning lineup now at 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234 or visit normandlegal.com. Normand Legal, your recovery is always a grand slam.
Oh, no.
Math is pretty simple. Low prices plus big trade value equals huge savings for you at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. Come in today to trade and upgrade your vehicle or just sell it and get paid. We just crunch the numbers and you win either way. For complete details, visit OceanSubaruOC.com. The math is simple. More for your trade and less for your next ride at Ocean Subaru.
It's all here at Ocean Subaru.
Everyone wants exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the Lakers, and this is your shot. Sign up for the Lakers email now to receive an insider's look into the team and get a weekly dose of everything Lakers. On top of all that, this is your opportunity to be the first to know about Lakers fan events and get the latest news straight from the team right when it hits. You won't miss a beat of the action by signing up now at Lakers.com/emails. That's Lakers.com/emails.
Hack your day with awe and awesome at SeaWorld San Diego.
Get real close to over 9,000 animals, including axolotls at the all-new Bayside Aquarium, now open, and orcas at the reimagined Orca Encounter. Rediscover the journey to Atlantis and enjoy fall family fun during Spooktacular with trick-or-treating, colorful costume characters, and a pumpkin patch on select dates now through November 2nd. Go from real to unreal at SeaWorld. Save up to 30% with passes as low as $13.50 a month, plus no down payment. Hurry, offer ends soon. Restrictions apply.
Looking for paint that actually lasts? Vista Paint delivers expert quality, rich color, and pro-trusted durability, backed by over 60 years of experience. From your home to your next big project, we've got you covered. Vista Paint, since 1956.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees. It should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee, included with every tire purchase with paid installation. You'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and zero for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee, only at Midas.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Oh, yeah. 8:07, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a live imaging Tuesday. You ready, Cappy?
Come on,
Can you
let's
feel
go.
it, baby? Let's go.
Me
higher.
Yeah, and our man Jonathan's back here. Yeah, what's up, dog? Yeah.
On this day in 1999, the number one alternative hit, my guy. What's his name? Scott Stapp.
Yeah, your guy.
Creed, higher. Which is a theme when you almost die, like I almost did, 8:07, by the way. This song means a lot to you.
Mm-hmm.
And over the summer, we sang this song on social media with Jonathan Martin, and then Scott Stapp retweeted and shared it and did all kinds of accoutrement.
Right.
By the way, producer Lindsay's been talking about the movie Ben for the last 7 minutes in here.
I've heard nonstop.
What do you mean you've heard?
Well, I could hear through the window all of you guys talking and laughing.
I'm sure we'll get back to Ben in the YouTube hour, but right now, our morning man, you hear him from 3 to 7 a.m., unsportsmanlike with Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Evan Cohen joins us, and he was giving Michelle a hard time this morning about it. I didn't know she did a hard 75 and hard, whatever that thing's called. And she, back then, this was during the pandemic, and she did like sponsored posts, and Evan was giving her a hard time about how she did these posts and took photos in the gym, but that was part of the campaign. Evan, why are you shaming people who actually go to a gym and work out? Scumbag.
That's not even remotely what happened. Okay, you want to talk about shaming people? There's a lot to get to here. I have a lot in my back. I have a lot in my back pocket today.
All right.
And some people, as part of this show, may not like what I'm about to do because some may say I'm just another GKB guy that yells.
Oh yeah.
First of all, Sedano and I back in the day saw Scott Stapp on the sidelines of Canes games. He used to be there. That's true. That is true. That there were literally times where we go and sidelines post like right at the fourth quarter. A-Rod would be there, and Scott Stapp, lead singer of Creed. George, do you remember this? He would just
I do,
be rolling
yes.
the sidelines of Canes games.
And
Very
Luther
odd.
Campbell.
That's
It was a
number one.
very eclectic mix of people. Yes.
Sounds like there should have been a collab between those two.
Yeah.
I mean, Uncle Luther
So-
and Scott Stapp, that's a
Uncle
collab
Luke.
waiting to happen. Luke, Luther, whatever.
That's number one. Number two, first source is close to me. Our guy Ben Brust, ESPN Wisconsin, was a guest this morning on the Blue Review.
Which might be labeled, you guys should do one in Milwaukee called the Brew Review.
Right. Well, I don't know that we're going to do it this way because Morales, you may lose it with this. Cappy, Sedano, you may not like this either. Lindsay Baseball. Do you know that while Ben was in the waiting room, waiting to get into Zoom, one of the hosts, we still have not uncovered who,
No, it was me.
started complaining?
No, I purposely did it so we could ramp up this bit, which is us versus ESPN Milwaukee. So when I knew he could hear me, I said, guess what? Is he that guy who yells all the time? I knew he could hear me so that we can have him on this show tomorrow and fight it out.
Well, he's very upset.
Well, good. So we'll have him on tomorrow and we could fight it out.
So he's very upset, Evan, because he probably doesn't realize what Morales is, who Morales is,
My
and what he
shtick,
does.
as some may say.
Right, like, did you call him a gutless scumbag? So that
I
he could
did, but I don't think he heard that part. I did it on the air. Notice when Bergman said, "Oh yeah, we had Ben Brust on," I go, "Oh yeah," I explained who he was because Cappy didn't know who he was.
Yep.
This was all on the air last hour. I said, "Oh yeah, he played at Wisconsin. He was in the tournament."
Sam Decker,
D1.
Frank Kaminsky.
Right. And then I said, "Oh, by the way, he also married Craig Karmazin's former assistant, Elizabeth State." All this thing, and then at the end, I said, "And he's a gutless scumbag."
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to ramp up the Uz versus ESPN Milwaukee.
Evan, I don't know why, but Chris is consumed in life with starting fights with people.
That's exactly
He just
true.
is absolutely
pretty
consumed.
much.
And ending relationships. He wants to start a fight with you, and then he wants to end his relationship
I ended
with
the
you.
relationship with JT the Brick. What am I going to do without him?
Yeah, but
Oh
it
my
wasn't.
God,
It's not
enough.
just you, though. Like, why do you have to destroy relationships for other people?
It's not my fault you're friends with them.
You're a hard-hearted guy.
What is that? You know what, Cappy? You're onto something. Sedano has known Morales longer than anybody. But what is that? Why do you thrive? It's not even Cappy. It's not even thriving in conflict.
Listen, do you want to
do
know
that
what
a
it
lot
is?
in sport.
Do you want to
Yeah,
know what it
go
is?
ahead.
He's an agent of chaos.
That's
That's
true.
what he is. That's what he is.
So let me just ask you one quick question.
Why does he not want to talk to people for like a long period of time? Like I feel like your goal is to end relationships.
But how can you say that? You, me, and Sedano have known each other for like 25 years. Obviously, it's working on some relationship.
We had a 10-year halftime. We had 10-year halftime. Ernie Johnson came in for a decade to do a halftime show where we didn't speak.
You never know.
Let me ask you this quick question. Would you consider trying to be a good guy for once in your life, all right, and go to Vegas for JT the Brick's 60th birthday party? Would you go?
I would go.
You would go to that?
Can we do a live broadcast from it?
Well, Julie let him in the house.
Only if it's on YouTube. It has to be on YouTube.
Let's do a remote from his house. Let's fly Evan out and do a whole thing. And then I will tell him to his face, "Happy 60th birthday, you lightweight hack."
Wow. So you feel like you have to go to his birthday and then ruin his birthday.
Right.
That's not ruining
his
his
lightweight hack.
nice.
We're doing a live broadcast from there. He should feel pretty good. We'll get T-shirts made.
BitBoy will be at the broadcast. Exactly.
Maybe we'll call Jim Rome and he can have Rome on the show live on our air and thank Jim Rome for his career.
Oh, come on. You see, like, why
Well,
so
you bring it. See, here's the thing, Cap. You bring it up thinking I'm going to back down. I'm not. I'm not like you.
You should be a nice guy.
I don't back
You should
down
be
from
a
the bit.
No, you should
and I'll
be a
do
nice
the bit
guy.
right to your face. I'm not going to say it behind people's back.
No, you should be a nice guy.
I am a nice guy to him. I
Yeah.
offered for him to come on the show and to have it out, and he was like, "No, I'm a little busy. I can't come on. I'm scared."
Wow, is that what happened?
I asked him to come on
Wait,
afterwards. He said he's more than welcome to. He's
Cappy.
more than happy to.
Yes, Evan.
Do you want to see like the Seinfeld Bizarro world? Do you want Bizarro Morales for a day or two, where like everything has to be complimentary?
Just for a day.
Yeah.
Just to give it a try. You know what I mean?
I think I'm very nice to you, Cappy.
Bizarro Morales, everything has to be done. Like in Live Imaging Tuesday has to be like the best Sedano take ever, not him coughing.
So
right?
you know,
Like,
it's funny. Like the audience, you know, his dad famously, a legend on LA radio, right? Mucho Morales. I think the audience wants menos Morales, is what they want. Yes.
Maybe.
I mean, you think about what you said about Seinfeld. When George decided he was going to do everything opposite, remember? He decided that he didn't want to have a tuna salad sandwich. He was going to have, I think, an egg salad sandwich. And then Jerry explained to him that the opposite of tuna would actually be a salmon salad sandwich, you know, because of swimming upstream. Chris, what do you think? Could you for one day be a sweetheart angel darling where you're not?
I am to many people every day.
But I know, but like where you don't call anybody a hack, you don't rip anybody for taking out their teeth, you don't beat up on Pete Carroll for his Werther's originals.
This is a phenomenal bit.
Just an idea, just a sweetheart, Morales.
Wait a minute, Evan, you guys played the Pete Carroll postgame sound. Couldn't you hear his teeth sliding around in his mouth?
Like, see, that's the kind of comment you can't make.
Yes.
Instead,
No, see, but I think that
you
one's
have
fun.
to
I
say-
kind of think that one's funny. I got to be
No,
honest.
it's rude. It's mean-spirited. He's
Well,
a young
they're
guy.
all funny, Sedano. It's not about funny. It's about whether or
No,
not
some of them are in
we
poor
can-
taste. I don't think they're all funny.
Well, I wonder, Morales, could Sedano and Cap come up with a date that's mutually agreed upon, that it's Bizarro Morales Day, and the entire day you have to have everything positive, complimentary, and kind, both in terms of your words and you're Imogen.
So on
Could you
that
do
day,
it?
I have to
Build
tell
up.
Mason and Ireland they're the stars of the station?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you have to be very nice to Mason, not tell him about taking out his dentures at dinner when
Well,
he eats
that's
a nice
because we were
steak.
eating a steak dinner. He had to take out his teeth and put in the chompers.
I understand, but I mean, they could have blended it for him. They could have
And
blended
you
the
can't
steak.
take the bait.
Oh, this
You
segment
can't take
doesn't
the
have to
bait,
be about
right?
me. Can we get on to sports or something?
Can we get on to sports? Hold on.
Well,
a second.
Belichick had a bye, so there's not much I can say.
Oh, by the
about
way,
that-
real quick
about
before
that
I
this
leave
week.
the segment,
Yeah.
Evan, can you book Ben Bruss for tomorrow?
I think we just did. Trust me.
Oh, beautiful.
I told Brian to listen. He's listening. Don't worry.
beautiful.
Man. We're good.
Yeah,
We're
I mean,
good.
listen, I'm a
We're
big
good.
hoops guy. I mean, I want to ask him what was it like to make the Final Four or whatever. Was it the Final Four or the Elite Eight that they made?
No, they played in the Final Four. They got
Right.
better the next year after
Right.
they graduated.
I was going to ask him like, what was it like to make the Final Four, scoring like 40 points a game? Like, I mean, that had to be insane.
And by the way, I know the shots you're taking, just so people understand. George doesn't mean Ben. That means the totality of the
Right.
team.
No, the whole
Yeah.
team was
Right.
scoring like 40
Yeah.
points
Right.
a game
Exactly.
and getting to the Final Four.
Wait, so are we out on Bizarro Morales?
No,
or
we're
are we
in.
doing this?
No, we're in on Bizarro
We're in?
Morales.
Yeah, we gotta
and
figure it
and
out.
we're going to try and work on it. Ev, one thing before we just keep rolling, I heard an interesting point this morning that you made, and I really loved it. I don't like it when a treadmill that I have doesn't work right, and I hate it when you bring somebody over to fix it, and then they don't fix it. Explain to George what happened, because I love this.
It's amazing. Cappy, I love you. You know, I told this story to somebody that you and I, Cappy, are both friendly with, and George and CMM are also, yesterday, and the person was dying. The crew today, I didn't think laughed enough, if I'm going to be honest about this. But here we go. So this morning, or yesterday, excuse me, Sedano, you, and just for the audience, I run every single day. I'm not in tip-top condition by any stretch, but I'm committed to running at least 2 miles every day of my life. But the treadmill broke. So I have this guy over, the technician, to fix the treadmill. And he said, okay, I fixed the part that was broken, but you know you have this setting incorrectly. I said, I don't know that. I said, what do you mean? He said, you have it on a walking setting underneath the treadmill, not a running setting. What are you talking about? He goes, do you feel like you're going to fall off the treadmill? I said, every time I run on it. He said, yeah, because you have it on the wrong setting. I said, well, wait a minute. The guy from your company was here fixing something else a couple months ago. Why didn't he tell me that? This guy obviously doesn't know what he's doing. He did a terrible job with this. He goes, well, I don't know, but I can just tell you that this is the right setting. So the guy finishes up, whatever. I said, hey, listen, next time I have an issue, can I come directly to you and not the guy that I went to previously? And he says to me, sure, I'll just have to ask my dad to make sure it's okay. The guy's dad was the guy that was the original guy and never told me that the guy that I was pummeling and destroying was his dad who screwed up the thing. I didn't know. I don't know the guy's last name. I know one guy says the P, the other guy says the D. And I'm destroying the previous guy, and it was his dad.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I freaking love
no
it.
wonder that's probably. Well, I mean, that's probably why he didn't run him under the bus to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I mean,
Don't you think you should let
no,
me know
there's no
that
way you would have
before
known.
you
There's
keep
no
going?
way. There's no way you would have known.
Would have been better if you would have been like,
on the guy to tell me?
yeah, it would have been better if you'd been like, that old fat guy who was here, who's really just not good at his job. Like, if you were totally insulting him, and then he's like, well, just so you know, like, that's my dad.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, I'm better at it than he is. And
That's
we'll work
fine.
on it.
clearly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. What was like? What were you? Did you guys talk baseball at all today? I was just curious because I didn't catch the whole show. So
Not a ton. Not a ton.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. That was good, Sedano.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
just
listen,
asking.
I mean,
I'll
I'll give you guys
don't know.
a break.
Like, I feel like, I mean, it's kind of an important deal. Like, we're getting to the nitty gritty.
It's Sedano throwing a fastball right at
But
Evan's
it's
head.
kind of, I'll give you a break, though. I mean, come on. It's like, what time did that game end last night? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, at least a little bit. You know
It
what I
has
mean?
nothing to do with that. It has to do with there were 2 Monday Night Football games and a
Right.
coach fired in the NFL yesterday. And
No,
the
I know.
NFL is always going to take priority.
No, I
We
get
know
it.
that.
I get it. I'm
I
just
know,
saying.
but I will say this for me.
And credit to the Dodgers. The Dodgers are so good. Even when the best team in Major League Baseball this year is the team they're going up against, there is an expectation that the Dodgers are just going to be there in October, right? Like, I understand Bergman hates the show. That's fine. You're going to have to take it any way you cut it, Greg. And you're feeding Sedano all this hate towards us, but deal with it. But the reality
Did you
is,
read my text, Sedano? You shouldn't have done that on the air.
yeah, I mean, no, it was copied to Ben Brust and I, Greg.
I actually wanted to know, Evan, did Ben have a good time on the Blue Review at least?
Well, so here's what happened, if I'm going to be totally honest.
Uh-oh.
So Ben is somebody I am close with.
Right.
Ben called me it must have been right after his appearance. I'm like, listen, I'm in a show meeting here. I can't talk. He's like, just give me a call later. I want to talk to you about the Blue Review. And because I saw him I saw it digitally that he was on there. And then I got a text from Brian, who Morales is close with, who runs ESPN Milwaukee. And he's like, give me a call. Ben's upset about this Blue Review appearance. So I called him like 2 seconds before I was on with you guys. So I'm like, well, what do I need to know? Somebody off the air was ripping Ben. Ben's really upset.
Morales, really? I don't even understand what you get out of that.
I know. What do you get out of it?
Well, I said it in jest. I didn't think he was like...
Right, but you don't even know the guy.
Okay,
I do know him, though.
Sedano, no, you don't. You do not. You know his boss. You don't know him.
Yeah, but him and I have chatted. I think that I thought he would know it was me, frankly. So I didn't. That's on me. I thought he would be clear that he knew.
You think some guy in Milwaukee knows who you are?
Yeah, but But we've been in meetings together with the guy.
So what?
Okay.
How many times have you been in meetings with somebody on like a Zoom call and you pay attention?
No, I've been in person with him in Milwaukee.
Let me just say this. I know George well enough, and we are as close as we are for 20-plus years. If George Sedano heard somebody off the air say that about him, he would have hung up and buried that station forever.
That's true, probably.
Oh, no. I wouldn't have hung up. I would have gone on and then buried them on the air.
Yeah, that's what George would have done.
Okay, fair. But Ben, I guess Bergman, to his credit, I don't know. You tell me, was he good in the interview or no?
Yeah, we had a good time. He was very good about. He actually was glazing the Dodgers the whole time and how great they were. So I was happy about that portion of it. But he was.
I wonder what he could have been. He was probably scared bleepless because somebody told him off before he went on.
Well, I didn't tell him off. All I said is, it's Ben.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, Bergman, you were in the room. I didn't say anything like offensive.
Well, when you called him a gutless scumbag,
that wasn't in the room. That was here on our air.
Okay, so not offensive.
All I said is, he's the guy that yells so much about how great the Brewers are.
Oh,
that's all.
Okay.
I wanted him to hear it.
Wait, Greg. Put the corporate Greg hat on now.
I'm putting. Hold on.
Greg hat on now.
Yeah, corporate Greg hat.
Yep.
I'm going to put the Hernandez
It's
wholesale
a
flooring
yarmulke.
hat on.
It's actually a yarmulke. It's a corporate Greg yarmulke.
Come on, man.
No, he don't. Corporate Greg has like a 10%
By the way,
yarmulke.
Cappy, I have my friend Yaron Weitzman wrote a really good Lakers book. We're going to have him on. I want you to, because we want to have.
He's very good. He's actually very good. George
he is
right
very good.
I'd like to read that book.
I know.
I'll send it to you.
Hold on. Corporate Greg.
Yes, sir.
Corporate Greg.
Yeah.
Serious question. You hire and train tons of producers. Lindsay is unbelievable in like the guest prep, the communication, the hyping up before they go on, etc. Would you advise producers to tell the guest that they're terrible behind their back while they can hear it before they go on a show?
Intentionally.
So I say absolutely not. However, Morales is a bit amongst himself. I would say that he has.
But sometimes
he's
like,
different.
You know what he is? He's Fonzie. He just jumped the shark. That's what it is.
So I would tell Lindsay absolutely never say anything negative about a guest off the air. I would tell that to Laura and Emily, but Morales, he just does.
I don't think it was really negative.
Can Parker and Sexy Jexy find Arthur Fonzarelli jumping the shark on the Happy Days episode?
I'm sure they'll be able to find it.
I mean, I got to be honest, Evan.
Today.
If he thinks that's negative, then he really needs to,
What, he has to get a thicker
toughen
skin?
up is what you're saying?
Maybe a little tougher.
But maybe ESPN.
I mean,
Milwaukee,
the guy played for the guy played college basketball, went to the Final Four. You don't think his coaches
we'll tell him on the
more
air
than
tomorrow
you?
that it was. Do you want me to send him an email and be like, "Hey man, it was just a bit, just so you could come on the air."
Hey man, just a bit, babe. Just doing a little bit here,
I don't
babe.
think there should be Morales. I don't think there should be any communication because I think Sedano and Kap should get fresh meat tomorrow, and they should allow him to go at you if need be and walk them through its true emotions.
Yeah. By the way, great job, Parker, finding Fonzie jumping the shark. Great job.
Yeah, well
nice
done,
work.
Parker.
Oh, that's
nice
very
work.
good.
Water skiing in a leather jacket.
Speaking of Fonzie, who did I live next door to?
Fonzie?
For multiple years.
Henry Winkler?
His daughter.
His daughter?
Henry
Oh,
Winkler's
really?
daughter.
Oh, really?
In Madison.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's right
All
next
How about
door.
that?
Yeah,
We brought it all together. All right, Evan Cohen, host of Unsportsmanlike each and every morning here, 3 to 7. Hopefully I've shamed him to talking a little baseball next time.
And by the way, Evan, thanks for responding to my 2:30 a.m. text.
Well, it's only 2:30 on
it's
the
5:30
on
at
the
his time.
Yeah. He's.
I know.
Yeah, one would hope that I'd be there by 5:30.
I know.
but-
Yeah.
What time can Ben do tomorrow? What time do we think Ben can do tomorrow?
I'm going to guess whatever time we tell him to do. So
Oh,
what
yeah,
time do you
that's
want
right.
him?
We're not asking. We're telling. Okay. That's right. We tell him.
Hey, for Morales, he's just another GKB guy that yells. So what time do you want the yeller?
I didn't say another
Old
GKB guy. I said this is the guy that yells about the Brewers. I'm pretty sure, right, Greg?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, now
you
he
know what?
doesn't know.
People evolve. I was a yeller back in the day.
Yeah,
It's
you
okay.
were. You were part of that Pharrell thing. Like, hey, Sedano, that's where the Sedano bit comes from. He used to be like, hey, it's Sedano.
I've never actually put two and two together about that, George. You have very much mellowed out in your
Well,
on-air approach.
it's the California. It gets you. It takes about, when you move from the East Coast, it takes you about 4 or 5 years. But once you've actually detoxed New York, Connecticut, Miami, once you've detoxed the East Coast, you become a completely different Californiaized kind of person.
To the point that when he's actually upset about something, he's very calm. Listen.
Can I talk? It's my show.
Yeah, see, that's very calm.
Yes.
That's very calm.
Right.
When is Morales going to get California eyes? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's a good
When's
question.
that
The
gonna
kid
happen?
grew up here,
I know.
for God's sake.
Seriously.
Was born in Whittier.
I mean,
Or
come
no,
on.
conceived.
Technically,
sorry.
yeah. Technically, I was conceived in Downey, born in Anaheim, grew up in Whittier.
Okay.
Oh, there you
All right,
go.
those are important
Mom
points
and
of
Dad-
information.
Mom and Dad like to spread it around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, listen, spread the seed, as they say. Yeah,
Oh, Mucho would spread seed. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you know
my
where?
God.
Do you know where in Downey you were conceived?
Not far from the mall, actually.
Okay. But I mean,
that was their first apartment.
Right,
Where
off
they-
of, right
in the
near
apartment.
Paramount? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
you're not sure if it was in the apartment.
I think
You
it was
know
in the
that,
apartment.
I don't know.
I don't know, really.
Could have been in the car. You don't know.
I have a very close friend
Yeah.
who, let's call him a morning man. He knows that his parents were watching Rocky well, during the process. So the Yo Adrian moment may have been a great moment for everybody
Oh,
involved.
beautiful.
So if you want to know, Morales perhaps conceived on Lakewood Boulevard somewhere.
Maybe.
Yeah. There you go.
Hi, Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and
All right.
Michelle. Be
See
sure
ya.
to start your
Thank
day
you,
tomorrow
Evan.
with them. Well, look at that.
Thank you, guys.
See ya. Bye, Evan.
You look at you. Now you're starting fights with people in the company who don't know your act. This guy works in Milwaukee. They don't have a Morales in Milwaukee.
That is
Okay?
true.
They don't have a guy who runs the station who insults everybody who works at the station.
Right.
So
No,
for
that only
him,
happens here.
do you understand, Chris? This was. You talk about fresh meat. This guy had no idea.
Sedano likes to say that I use this show to get myself more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use this whole beef to get myself an endorsement in Milwaukee. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to. Meanwhile, speaking of endorsements, Lindsay,
Menos
tell us
Morales.
about our friends at Stella Rosa, please.
Bad guy.
All right. I would love to. Sorry.
Are you sure you would?
She's looking up about the movie Ben.
Listen,
She's busy, girl.
Time out. Time out before I tell you about Stella
play the
Rosa.
song.
I just want you guys to know that I went down this rabbit hole about this movie Ben. And let me just say that it is a very disturbing situation under the circumstances in which that song was written and performed by Michael Jackson. That's all. That's all. I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but yeah. Anyway.
We'll
So,
talk about it more in the YouTube hour.
Right, exactly. All right, so Stella Rosa, as you can see here in front of my lovely display here, Stella Rosa is taking over game day. And of course, football season is one of the best times of the year, and they want to make your game day even sweeter. Stella Rosa wants you to sip your favorite flavors like Stella Rosa Black, Stella Rosa Peach, with your favorite snacks as you root on your team. They even have a non-alcoholic line, and if that's your jam, so you can celebrate with all of the flavor but none of the alcohol. So, Stella Rosa also wants to take your game day to the next level by giving you the chance to win an unforgettable trip to the biggest college football game of the year right here in LA on January 1st. That's tickets to the game, hotel accommodations, flights, ground transportation, and even some extra spending cash. Enter now at stellarosa.com/tailgate2025. Remember to celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Thank you, Lindsay. 8:29, the Sedano and Cap Morning Show on a Tuesday, a live imaging Tuesday, presented by our friends at Providence. Be safe out there. It's wet. Drive safe. Don't go too fast. You can be 5 minutes late. That's better than being dead, right, Cappy? Or killing somebody else.
Yes, very morbid, but very true.
Well, it's true.
It's morbid, but true. You don't want to die, and you don't want to kill anybody else, so slow the F down, because I'm telling you right now, I went through a lake this morning. Not joking around. Like, I was underwater, submerged by about 10 feet.
All right. Be safe out there. The Cap 10 is next, and in the 9 o'clock hour, Lindsay will unpack the movie Ben. Smile. It's Tuesday, you scumbag.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner.
Call Jacob. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or visit calljacob.com.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Oh, I've been slamming pumpkin spice lattes from Pink Coffee. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Catch the big baseball series on our big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
Number 2.
Nothing but a good time. Brett Michaels' only SoCal show, November 21st. Get tickets now.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a new Land Rover Defender. Earn entries with your rewards card, and you could be the winner. October 30th.
Morongo, good times.
What's going on? It's Bethel Duran, and I love rolling around in my Toyota. Tacoma, to be exact, and right now it's Trucktober. If you're in the 818, go check out the All-Stars at Northridge Toyota. In the 626, it's all about Wondries Toyota. And right now, Trucktober is here for you. Lease a brand new 2025 Tacoma for just $164 a month or 36 months plus tax. Northridge Toyota or Wondries Toyota. Serving all of SoCal sports fans, they make it easy.
Lease excludes tax, title, license, registration fees, and dealer options and changes. $59.99 cash or trade equity down. Expires 10/31/25.
John Ireland here for Blue Ice Vodka, America's #1 potato vodka. Smooth, creamy, no burn, made from non-GMO potatoes and gluten-free with no added sugar, just 64 calories an ounce. Blue Ice Vodka, because taste matters.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Support comes from Clean Power Alliance, providing 3 million residents and businesses clean electricity options. Southern California is our home. It's the air we breathe, the sky we share, the communities that connect us. Every day we have the choice to make a change. On every road, with every light we turn on, we can choose clean energy. Together, we power potential. Change is electric. Learn more at cleanpoweralliance.org/changeIsElectric.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Looking to score big on flooring? Kick off your project with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Every day's a win, no gimmicks, no markups, just the wholesale deals on every surface. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them on the web, hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231-231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231-231. That's BILL to 231-231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
8:33, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Tuesday.
You are such a bad guy.
A live Imaging Tuesday presented by Providence.
Bad guy.
On this day, back in 2012, the #1 dance track, Swedish House Mafia. Don't worry. Don't you worry, child. Don't you worry, Ben Brust.
Wow.
He'll join us tomorrow.
Celebrating the fact that you have destroyed this guy's day.
I didn't destroy his day. We were doing a bit.
He didn't know it, though.
Well, he should do the brew review now. Greg will go on there, and they could call him a gutless scumbag.
Hey, Chris, you know how you should play it off with, like, the Ben song? We just played the Ben song.
Somehow Lindsay bought it back to Ben.
Wow.
We are going to unpack the movie Ben in the YouTube
But
only hour.
seriously, you did start that segment with that song. I'm just saying.
I know. Hey, we had nose cam for a second there, Captain.
You did? We have nose cam
We
going?
had nose cam.
Oh, really?
It's also National Face Your Fears Day. Ben
song,
Brust.
Yeah, Ben.
Ben should face his fears today.
Ben's actually about a killer rat.
8:34, and it is time for our weekly tradition. hit the music. It is time for a very interesting edition this week of the Cap 10, which are the 10 rankings. Cappy also now has made 5 extra of the worst 5. Anyway,
By the way, we got to get back to the Dodgers, too.
The Dodgers, we will. The Cap 10, and we'll start at number 10. I can't believe I'm saying this. We head to KRLV in Las Vegas for the highlight.
Yeah, Cappy. Shotgun, Smith's going to throw. Clean pocket, scans, throws. Michael Mayer at the goal line. Turns, touchdown Raiders. Gino looked all over the field, and he fouled Michael Mayer. His first touchdown in 2 years. Yeah, that puts a smile on a lot of faces.
You got to be kidding me.
Well, here's the thing. George, I realize that I'm not going to have many opportunities to put the Raiders in the Cap 10, but when you beat down the vaunted Tennessee Titans and you beat them so bad that they fire their coach, hey, the Raiders get a victory, they make it to the Cap 10, because let me tell you something. Trying to figure out who the 10 best teams in the NFL are this week, not easy, George. I got the Raiders in at 10.
Well, here's a quick nugget on the Raiders. Ashton Genty apparently has changed his stand-up routine back there as he awaits the ball. And he went back to his college routine. And since then, he has more than doubled his rushing totals in a 3-week span. So, maybe that has something to do with it, Captain.
Yep, that's over.
Football sometimes can be simple.
You tell him. Should be simple. Don't think. Play. All right. The Raiders
let's move
in it
quickly.
10.
Yes. Time to go to Westwood won for this call.
Enjoy the tush push. This will be the last year they have it. And I'm not going to lie. I love Nick Sirianni saying, you know what? We're going to tush push the ball into the end zone and send a message and set the tone as they line right back up in the same formation.
Here we go again. Full scrum. Tush push from the 1. Boo Birds are out. Snap to Hurts. He pushes forward. He drives into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Philadelphia takes the lead with pure, rugged, go-low behavior, much to the dismay of the locals in the tri-state area.
Wow.
George,
It
I'm
was a
telling
very
you.
interesting call.
That was good.
I'm not joking around when I tell you I was really struggling this week to find 10 good NFL teams.
Right, but you put the Eagles at 9?
And here's why. Because the Eagles have lost 2 straight games. And the Eagles are a team that this week has fallen. They went from number 1 2 weeks ago. Last week they were still kind of high. This week, I'm telling you, I just barely put the Eagles in. They lost to the Giants. There seems to be a lot of internal dysfunction happening around there right now. My question for the Eagles is, you guys plan on defending your title, or are you guys going to fall apart due to egos? Hey, Eagles, you're hanging on by a thread in the Cap 10.
Jalen Hurts, 305 consecutive passes without interception snapped this past week. It was the longest active streak in the NFL.
Let's go to number 8.
Time for number 8. And with the play-by-play, we go to 97.1 Hank FM in Indianapolis. Hey.
First and goal now at the 8-yard line. Jones out of the gun. 2 receivers put out wide left. He backs to throw. Throws upfield. Wide open. Tyler Warren, and he waltzes in. Touchdown! An 8-yard pass. Daniel Jones to Tyler Warren. Touchdown. INDY.
So, again, I'm having a hard time this week giving you 10 good teams.
I mean, they're 5-1, and you have them, 8?
They're very unimpressive.
You just wait, George.
Very, very unimpressive victory against Arizona. Arizona doesn't have their starting quarterback. Arizona has all this stuff going on last week between the coach and the player and the fine and the apology.
So what? They're 5-1.
Arizona played inspired football. The Colts did not. The Colts are in this week, but only at number 8.
Yeah, 5-1 Colts. Best 6-game stretch since 2009 when they started 6-0 and reached the Super Bowl.
Oh. Now, I can't believe you're doing this at number 7. You're a bad guy.
What?
We go to JB Long on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
The Rams have driven 73 yards in 8 plays. Kyron Williams in the home position. Matthew Stafford under center. Brings Whittington in motion from his right. Hands off Kyron. He's got a crease. He's got the end zone. Kyron Williams, touchdown LA. Untouched for the lead. After his best catch as a pro, Kyron pays it off with 6.
You'll have to excuse me, but I have very high expectations for the Rams. When the Rams go to Baltimore and just really not play good football at all, to win that game 17-3, they should have blown Baltimore out of the building the way Houston did the week before. The Rams are still a top 10 team. I'm underwhelmed with their win in Baltimore. They're in at number 7, George.
Nate Landman, 17 tackles on Sunday, most in a game by a Rams player since 2000.
For number 6, of course, you put them at 6. Above the
gets
Rams.
a snap, play action pass, rolling to his right, looking downfield, looking, throws back across his body, and caught in the end zone. What a grab by Connor Hayward. Magnificent throw by Rodgers and Hayward with his first touchdown of the season.
WDVE Pittsburgh on the call.
I'm telling you right now, Stillers, here we go. Pittsburgh's going down to Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf are too late, but let me tell you something. This could be interesting to watch them as the year goes on. Yeah, they beat lowly Cleveland, and now this week, Pittsburgh, we're on to Cincinnati.
All right.
That's right.
No nugget. Keep it going.
We're on
Cincinnati.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Go. Next.
Time for the top 5. Sneaking in, we go to Cairo, 7-10 in Seattle.
Sam Darnold starts under center. Horton wide to the right side. Play fake. Darnold has time. Gonna let it fly. JSN is out there. JSN has it. Touchdown! Seahawks! A spike in the end zone and a 61-yard rocket to number 11. JSN puts 6 more on the board for the Hawks.
So Seattle, sneaky at 4-2. You've been on them since early, but I'll tell you right now, Sam Darnold, when you look at what he's done so far this year, his completion percentage is 71%. He's got 11 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. They lost to Tampa last week by 3. They went cross-country and knocked off Jacksonville, who had just beaten San Francisco. All of a sudden, the Seahawks are a very serious player in the NFC West.
Well, they've won 9 straight road games, which is the longest win streak by a team in the Pacific time zone since Joe Montana's Niners did 18 straight from 88 to 90.
Time to head to number 4. I can't believe you're putting them at 4 after they beat the pathetic Jets, but we head to 850 KOA in the Mile High City.
Fields in the pocket, pressure, pulls away from Cooper, now will be sacked, back at the 44-yard line. Denver's football with 1:09 left. Cooper and Jones, the 9th sack of the game for the Broncos. And even though it was ugly for much of the game, the Broncos are going to get out of London tied for first place at worst in the AFC West.
It was a very ugly win. The Broncos could be 6-0 right now. There was a controversial call at the end of the Colts game. There were the 3 incompletions against the Chargers. Broncos could be 6-0. But I only put them up this high because even though it was a pathetic win against the Jets, George, 9 sacks, and the Jets on the stat sheet minus 10 yards of passing in this game. Denver's D is for real. Denver's in this week at 4.
Hey, Cappy, you had more yards sitting on your couch at home.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Sedano Nugget, go.
I had the thing on the... Oh, here it is. The negative 10 passing yards is the worst in a game in Jets history and the worst by any team since the San Diego Chargers had minus 19 on September 20th, 1998.
Oh, wow.
I would imagine that sounds like a Ryan Leaf game against the Chiefs.
Could very well be a Ryan Leaf game. You might be right about that.
We head to top 3, number 3, and we hear from Dan Campbell after the game.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, I'm disappointed because, it's been a long time since you're watching somebody kneel it 3 times in front of you, and it's not even close. You're down 2 scores. I mean, we got worked pretty good. So yeah, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing.
Very disappointing.
The Lions took their lumps this week against Kansas City, but I knew this was going to happen. It's why I took Kansas City as my 5 in picks against the spread. Detroit went in very underhanded on the defensive side of the ball. I still believe in Detroit. I still believe in Dan Campbell. I believe in us. And the Lions dropped this week from 1 to 3 after their disappointing loss in Kansas City.
Well, their bigger issue has been on offense this season. It's the second game scoring 20 points or fewer this season. That only happened once last year for the Lions.
Now, number 2, we go to our friend Mitch Holthus at 96.5, The Fan in Kansas City.
Pacheco motioning left. Mahomes in the pocket, darts it near side, caught, touchdown! Kansas City, Hollywood Brown is having a night. And the Chiefs answer a touchdown with a touchdown to go up 26-17, 9:30 to go in the game.
I've been saying week after week, I'm not giving up on the Chiefs. Even that loss against the Jaguars doesn't stop me from believing that the Chiefs are still a real Super Bowl contender. probably the best team in the AFC, even with a 3-3 record. I'm not giving up on these guys. It was a great win against Detroit. I've got the Kansas City Chiefs in a shocker at number 2 in the Cap 10, built on bias.
The difference has been when Xavier Worthy's been on the field, they're a much different team in the passing game. 7.1 yards per play as opposed to 5. That's a huge difference. And they're getting Rasheed Rice back next week from a 6-game suspension.
It is time for number 1, and for that, the greatest NFL play-by-play man there is, Gene Deckerhoff on 620, the sports animal in Tampa Bay.
Shotgun look, Tucker in the backfield in motion. Baker Mayfield, belt high snap, looks upfield, throws the ball downfield. He's got a receiver open. It's a caught ball. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Touchdown Buccaneers. It's Tez Johnson. Touchdown Buccaneers. What a throw by Baker Mayfield.
Somehow, some way, through all of the injuries, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 5-1. Baker Mayfield is a real MVP candidate. He's completing 66% of his passes, 12 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and making these crazy escape plays where he's picking up first downs with his feet. George, Tampa Bay is in this week at number 1. And oh, by the way, they've got a big game coming up this weekend against Detroit, the number 3 team in the Cap 10. It's built on bias, but there you go.
According to ESPN Bet, Baker Mayfield number 2 in the MVP race at the moment.
Yeah. Number 2, he's going to be number 1. He's going to be your MVP.
Behind Mahomes at the moment.
And just to finish this off,
quickly give us your worst 5, please.
The worst team in the NFL is the Jets.
Mahomes is the best.
The next worst team at 31, the Titans. The next worst team at 30, the Dolphins. 29 comes in with the Saints. And, Lindsay, you should be proud. At number 28, your Cleveland Browns are the 5th worst team in the NFL.
Whoop-de-doo.
We'll do
Quite an
radio.
honor.
We're going to do a special radio Tinder in the YouTube hour because it's a Cosm Championship Series ticket giveaway. Be caller number 7 right now at 877-710-ESPN and win a pair of GA tickets to watch L.A. versus Milwaukee at Cosm Los Angeles tomorrow, October 11th. That's not right. Okay, that's the wrong
That can't
date.
be right because today's the 14th.
There we go.
Let's talk Dodgers.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me finish the read, please.
Dodgers, please. Dodgers.
Limited tickets available through Cosm.com or the Cosm mobile app. Listen all day for your chance to win. Only with 710 ESPN. Quick segment coming back, and then we'll get ready for the YouTube-only hour. Sedano and Kap on a Tuesday on ESPN LA.
This is the ZipRecruiter Rams Report.
Here's Travis Rogers.
The Los Angeles Rams are 4-2 through the first 6 weeks of the season after a 17-3 win against the Baltimore Ravens, a game in which the Rams gave up 3 points on their opening drive and then put up zeros the rest of the way, including a goal line stand right before the end of the first half, led by none other than free agent acquisition Nate Landman, who tied a team record with 17 tackles on Sunday afternoon in Baltimore against the Ravens. Nate Landman also a forced fumble with another punch. That's the second time that he's been able to do that through the first 6 weeks of the season. Byron Young currently in second place in the NFL with 7.5 sacks, just one behind the leader of Nick Bonito from the Denver Broncos. Up next, the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. With Tuesday's Rams Report, I'm Travis Rogers.
This is the ZipRecruiter Rams Report.
Powered by ZipRecruiter. Looking for your next great hire? Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
You know that old saying, you can have it fast or you can have it good? When it comes to hiring, ZipRecruiter has put that saying to bed. Because with ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast and you get the best person for your job. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology immediately starts showing your job to the right candidates. Get in the end zone with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
The roof scraper.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the stylish yet capable Santa Fe Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Santa Fe Hybrid, or get up to $4,250 bonus cash on select trims. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end November 3rd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has all the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats right at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy teams synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
They say a full marathon is the ultimate test. For me, it's more than a race. It's a milestone I once thought impossible. Michelle Smallman here, and I'm running my very first marathon in New York City with the support of Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assists powered by Parity. Together, we're empowering girls and women through sports and education. With grants to 32 organizations in 21 states. Every step I take is for the finish line and for the next generation chasing their dreams. Here's to 26.2 miles and a future with no limits.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Well, I guess I was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
8:51, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
You are a bad guy.
On this day in 1990, the number one country song and probably one of the biggest hits, if not the biggest hit of all time in country radio. This is what got me into country. Garth Brooks.
Cause a big scene.
Friends in Low Places.
Oh, yeah.
A karaoke classic.
Oh, yeah. Just a drunken anthem. You know what I mean? Everybody knows this song, right? George, you know the words to this? Come on.
Here we go.
Yeah, I got friends in low places.
Yeah, everybody knows this song.
'Cause I got friends in low places
where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues.
I don't know why.
Especially if you're a gutless scumbag in Milwaukee.
I'll be okay.
Or if you can't get copyright in market number 2.
If you're small market, like LA.
You put the wrong date that was a week ago in copy I Gotta Read cold.
George, you have no idea what you just missed here.
It was a legendary moment.
You have no idea what you just
And
missed.
I did
will
it.
take nothing on this.
I really
Nothing.
did it because I was calm, and then I realized Cappy wanted a show.
Yeah,
so I did. I gave you the show.
George,
Breaking
I'm telling you
stuff.
right now.
Poor tripod.
Oh, God. There's major damage done. Remember the day I broke the TV because I threw the headphones at you?
Oh,
But I didn't break the tripod.
It's all broken.
I kicked the
Everything's
trash
broken.
can.
Everything's broken.
And it flew into the tripod.
Hey, you didn't throw your headphones and break a third pair. So there's that.
George, do yourself a favor. Never come back to the studio. Seriously, never broadcast here again.
Meanwhile, before we take a timeout to get to the Rich Eisen show, hey,
Let's talk about the Dodgers.
Great tip.
But first, I got to read this. The 52nd Annual Los Angeles Korean Festival is back October 16th through the 19th at Seoul International Park in Koreatown. Celebrate Korean culture with food, music, art, and performances for the whole family. And on Friday, stop by the ESPN LA tent and pick up some swag. Admission is free. Come be part of one of LA's favorite traditions. Learn more at lakoreanfestival.org. And yes, shouts out. Meanwhile, Dodgers
also,
baseball.
Read that cause and read this right below and how it's actually written out, the correct way that it was written out. Just saying. I'm going to be
Greg, the ones that you send are different than the contest ones. So
Okay, how about we talk about the
right.
Dodgers?
The
We can figure out the
Dodgers.
contesting later.
You know,
Bergman, you
Yes,
said
sir.
yesterday in our group text that you thought the Dodgers should have been up 6-0 in that game because they were, I believe, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. But that's playoff baseball. Like, you're going against the best of the best. Like, you're not going to knock them all in all the time. Is there any level of concern right now with this series? Or are you still? Did you have Dodgers in 5 still?
Yeah, I have Dodgers in 5 still. Yeah,
So you still believe that's the case?
Absolutely, because that game very much, yes, it is playoff baseball. That they had multiple weird chances to score runs that they didn't score runs on. So I feel like 1 for 10 is not going to happen every single time out. And having Yamamoto back on the mound today, who's been our best pitcher all year, it feels like a better situation here too. I just think the offense will be better. And their pitching staff is nowhere near close to what our pitching staff is, and their bullpen has already been seen.
Yeah.
All of it, the whole thing.
I wouldn't be worried, man, because honestly, like when you're the Dodgers, you think you're going to win games by scoring 6, 7, 8 runs. And when you're able to win a game like last night where you've got a 1-0 lead, and you're right, Bergie, it could have been a lot more if everybody understood what happened on that play on the Muncy hit in the 4th inning. I was so confused. It seemed like everybody was confused, the third base coach, the base runners. But to hold on, to get that walk in, to make it 2-0, and then to just barely hang on and win a 2-1 game, if I were in your shoes, I'd feel just fine about my prediction of 5.
And I wouldn't feel very good from the Milwaukee side either, because it's not like they hit when they got to the bullpen either. It was a lot of walks. They took a lot of walks. They did get a run. but they didn't.
Yeah,
they
but
could blow
I
up.
would say this, and I think of in sports in general, but I think baseball particularly, that there's no such thing as momentum from game to game. Like each game is going to take on a life of its own. Like that, what transpired in one game doesn't mean it's going to transpire again, or it's even going to be a factor in the next game.
No, but I just would feel good. I mean, I'd feel good about myself because you know what? When Sasaki didn't get it done, Trinan actually did come in and get it done, and it was.
I mean, he got it done, but it was a bit of a roller coaster.
Oh, it was nerve-wracking to be sure.
Yeah, I mean,
But
he was
good.
placing the ball where he kind of wanted to, but the walk against Contreras was kind of like a giveaway walk.
I still want to get to the play in the fourth inning in the 9 o'clock hour, in the YouTube hour, because it was bizarre.
8:55, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show, 9 a.m. coming up. The Rich Eisen Show begins terrestrially on 710. And if you're listening to us on the ESPN LA app, just stay there. We will continue uninterrupted. We begin the YouTube-only hour at ESPN Los Angeles. We'll see if I kick some trash cans. Plus, we've got Dodgers talk, radio Tinder, and Lindsay will unpack the movie Ben about a giant rat.
Hey guys, Cappy here. When disaster strikes, you need an ally who truly understands your needs. Avner Gatt is here to help you navigate the complexities of insurance claims. Are you feeling abandoned because your home is unlivable and your insurance company isn't cooperating? Or perhaps you're being pressured to use a contractor with poor reviews. You've been loyal to your insurance company for over 20 years, yet now they treat you like an outsider. Avner Gatt knows how to turn the tables. We protect homeowners from the games and fine print that insurance companies are known for, and we cover all of Southern California, ensuring your voice is heard and your home is restored. Visit AvnerGatt.com or call 818-917-5256. Avner and his family personally take your calls with 5-star ratings from Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. Don't let your insurance company dictate your future. Avner Gatt is here to help. Visit AvnerGatt.com or call 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt, your claim, our game.
Oh, I've been slamming pumpkin spice lattes from Pink Coffee. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Catch the big baseball series on our big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
Number 2.
Nothing but a good time. Brett Michaels' only SoCal show, November 21st. Get tickets now.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a new Land Rover Defender. Earn entries with your rewards card, and you could be the winner. October 30th.
Morongo, good times.
John Ireland here with the Hall of Famer.
Saturday,
Big
brother.
Game James Worthy for iSpot Active.
Love
Check out their website, ICEBODactive.com.
This new iSpot Active has given me an opportunity to ice at home. I don't have to go to a cryo pod anymore. John, it works.
iSpot Active is an easier way to ice. Here's how it works. You put on these compression shirts or pants that form fits to your body with pockets that fit flexible, ice-cold gel packs. iSpot Active is wearable cryotherapy. No more strapping on ice bags and being immobilized.
It's designed for the person who comes home, doesn't have a lot of time, but they do want to ice while they're working on their laptop, while they're picking up their kids from soccer practice.
Everybody I know that has bought one of these things truly loves it. You gotta get yours before they're sold out. See why Hall of Famer James Worthy swears by this stuff.
This is the new concept for icing, and I love it.
Take it from James Worthy. Start feeling better today at iSpotActive.com.
What's going on? It's Bethel Durant, and I love rolling around in my Toyota. Tacoma, to be exact, and right now it's Trucktober. If you're in the 818, go check out the All-Stars at Northridge Toyota. In the 626, it's all about Wondries Toyota. And right now, Trucktober is here for you. Lease a brand new 2025 Tacoma for just $164 a month or 36 months plus tax. Northridge Toyota or Wondries Toyota. Serving all of SoCal sports fans, they make it easy.
Lease excludes tax, title, license, registration fees, and dealer options and changes. $59.99 cash or trade equity down. Expires 10/31/25.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too.
It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Here comes the 3-2. And that one lifted high in the air, right field. Going back, Churio at the wall, and it's gone! Oh, my goodness, a towering homer off the bat of Freddie Freeman. It almost hit the roof. And the Dodgers, with one swing of the bat, take a 1-0 lead. Wow!
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, all loaded up. Here comes swing and a miss, struck him out, and the Dodgers take game 1. They hang on by their fingernails as the Brewers leave them loaded to end the first game of the series. 2-1, the final score. Whoa.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
A little sabor? Give me a freaking break.
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the güero on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Allen along the right half. Shotgun snap comes in at his waist. Steps to the right. Now goes back to the left. On the run, looking downfield. Pumps, throws, batted, and it's intercepted. The ball batted and into the hands of D'Angelo Malone, who picks it off and ends the night for the Buffalo Bills.
We're not doing the Bills-Falcons, huh?
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right now.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
That's Buns, like B-U-N-Z? That's Buns?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bit boy.
Bring it down there.
Hope everybody's dry outside.
9:02 and 15 seconds. Good morning.
And safe outside.
Use your windshield wipers outside. We will be your windshield wipers on the inside.
And hopefully your car can serve as a
We got a text from the great Evan Cohen, who joined us earlier. If you missed this Ben Bruss thing, Ben Bruss from ESPN Milwaukee, also former D1 college athlete. Played
was
in the
on the
Final
Blue
Four.
Review.
Yeah, he was on the Blue Review, and we did a bit, but he didn't take it as a bit. So we'll have him on tomorrow. What time should we have him on tomorrow? Because I texted his boss.
Let's just do it in the YouTube hour. How about that?
Nah.
Chris, how often do you come across people who you're doing the bit and they don't realize it's a bit?
I think Mason every day.
I was going to say daily.
I was going to say it has to happen quite often, right?
Yeah, because tomorrow the YouTube hour is packed, George.
It's a great thing to do.
Well, I mean, just slide things over a little
There's
bit.
nothing to slide.
No
We're
sliding?
packed tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what are we packed for?
Oh, my God.
We've got Abner Gatt coming
All
by
right, hello.
and our friends from Amor Salsita
Okay.
to feed you salsa.
All right.
And you talked to
Amor
Jerry,
Salsita.
you talked to Jerry the owner last week in the suite.
I did.
We can't wait to tell her story. We're going to take audio from the YouTube thing and turn it into a Meet the Partner podcast.
Okay.
So you're going to be a dual threat tomorrow.
I like that. I like to be
her
multifaceted.
The salsa's so good.
Yeah, they're great. And she's got a great story, George. Wait till you hear this tomorrow. You're going to love it.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah. So, okay. So I want to just say I do like one thing that you do, Chris. When you start fights with people.
Yes.
I do like the hiding behind it just a bit.
Well, this wasn't really hiding. It was a bit.
No, but I like it only because it's kind of like comedians who always say things like, well, hey, I'm a comedian. I should be able to say that. I'm a comedian. I hide behind the First Amendment. I'm a comedian, and I should have the right to say that. And for you, when you insult somebody, when you hurt their feelings, when you
maybe I did insult
when you
them.
wreck their
You
day.
did.
Yeah, maybe
you know
I
what
did.
I mean? Right?
I mean, this guy played for Bo Ryan at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And for the people who don't know anything about college basketball, this guy was a hard ass as a coach. Like,
Yeah.
he was a screamer. Like, so you
So
You're
that's
like a
where he
scraper.
gets it. That's
You're
where
a
he gets it
scraper.
from,
He's
right?
a screamer.
Well, perhaps, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, he probably. I mean, I don't know this to be a fact, but
Well, let's
I
ask
felt
him
like
tomorrow.
he chewed out his players pretty much. Like,
Right.
I felt like that was like a somewhat regular occurrence. Like, and you got to him, Morales.
That tells you about the talent level I have. A lot of people call me a talent
I don't
was
know if
hack.
I'd call it a talent. I gotta
People
be
call
honest.
me on the talent was hack on the social medias, but guess what? Guess I got to this guy.
Yeah, you did. And the beauty of it all is that tomorrow when he comes on, the kid's fired up. He's pissed off. He's like, talk to everybody in the offices at ESPN Milwaukee.
Is he
The guy
mad or is he sad?
No,
though?
he's
I think he's sad.
Like,
No,
he's
no.
like,
I was going to say there's a difference between having your feelings. It does read sad.
But you got to know that this guy's a ball player. And as a ball player, rather than getting sad, he gets mad.
Then why? I think if that's the case, then why didn't he confront it right away? Right?
Well,
Well,
because he's
I
also
think he was probably
like,
taken aback.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
You know what I mean?
and he also thought that it was Bergman that was calling him a gutless scumbag.
Right. I didn't call him a gutless scumbag.
It was
What I said
that's
was, oh,
not my shtick.
Yeah, that's not his shtick. I said, oh, it's the guy from ESPN Milwaukee who loves to yell about the Brewers because I knew he was going to hear it because he was in the waiting room.
Right, and so now you can.
And then,
just-
by the way,
yeah,
I said to Bergman, he can hear me, right? I said, be sure he comes on the show tomorrow because I do want to ramp up. And it's actually our friend Sam Batesh, the marketing director's idea, that we ramp up a beef with the ESPN Milwaukee.
This is a perfect example of your thing, your shtick, just doesn't work with everybody.
I don't care.
These are like nice Midwest people.
right, nice Midwest people,
and
salt of
you're
the earth
like-
type of people.
But
Right.
guess what? I don't care. It's going to end up being good content. And
Is
I'm going
it?
to end up with an endorsement in Milwaukee for it.
You hear that, George? Now
That's what this is all
now
about.
my
It is.
man is
For
going
what?
to have
Chill pills?
Yeah.
he's going to have a weekly spot.
I'm going to do a weekly show with Ben Bruss.
He's going to have a weekly spot, and it's going to be presented by like somebody's bratwurst or something, right?
Let me put your bratwurst in my mouth. Hey,
Yeah.
it's Chris Morales from ESPN LA on ESPN Milwaukee.
Right. And like, didn't we have we had a hot dog?
Hoffy.
Hoffy. Why don't you get Hoffy to do something in Milwaukee?
This is going to
with
be
you.
amazing. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
And George, he's going to get an endorsement out of this. The kid is going to make money out of being a bad guy. Okay.
I already did.
Mean-spirited.
I almost died because I'm a bad guy.
Mean-spirited.
Yeah.
And then the guy is like, his day is ruined. He's home right now talking to his wife. He's like, I don't know. This guy in L.A. started screaming about what I yelled too much, and now it's turned into a whole big thing.
Right.
And he's
Am I
airing me
yelling
out.
too much?
Right.
Do I yell too much, honey?
I didn't say yell too much. I said he yells about the Brewers.
And then, honestly, he's going to look in the mirror and he's going to be like, that guy Morales. I'm looking. This guy's looking at himself.
He's going to look at the man in the mirror.
He's like, I'm a ball player. I'm not taking crap from this guy. And
Yeah.
then Morales is going to hit him with this, George. Hey, pal, it's just a bit. That's all.
No, I'll say
Just
if
a
he's
bit.
really bothered by it, I'll say sorry. But like we were having fun. Now by the way, this is advancing the bit, and now he's going to join us on a radio show in Los Angeles. Not a radio show, but as George says in the promo, a multi-platform operation.
That's right. It is a multi-platform operation.
Yeah.
Get it straight, brother.
Yeah.
And guess what, Ben Brust?
Oh, God.
Today,
Yeah.
on this day,
Mm-hmm.
even though our copy around here says it's October 11th, it's not October 11th. Today is what's the date? October 15th?
I think it's the 14th.
14th. Oh,
Yeah, the
today
14th.
is Tuesday, October 14th, a rainy day, not October 11th, even though our small market copy around here says it, and I accidentally read it, even though 4 people went through it already. You got to look at the man in the mirror, sucker. Okay, Ben Bruss? Yeah, I filled time there while the
Are you
YouTube
gonna-
went through the ad.
Are you going to suggest that the folks in Milwaukee wrote the copy?
No.
Because they're not big time like L.A.?
They're more
just-
big time than we are. I doubt that. I
Okay.
guarantee you, I doubt that they have
Okay.
copy issues like we do. So
Okay.
Ben Bruss, today on this Tuesday, look at the man in the mirror and realize, sucker, it's just a bit. You scumbag.
Just a bit. That's all it is.
And now you will have the Brew Review, which I will appear on for a handsome endorsement fee.
He's bringing back Rolaids.
Yeah,
It really is.
let's get Rolaids to
Yeah.
sponsor it.
George, you know it's bad when, like, in my real life, sometimes things will happen and Rachel will be like, hey, it's just a bit. What can I tell you?
There we go,
No,
Rachel.
What can I
does
tell
she
you?
really?
It's just a bit.
Does she
Just
really?
a bit,
You know?
honey.
Right, just a bit.
Did she really do that?
Yeah.
By the way, this was a great music video. I'm seeing it right now. And speaking
If
of
you
Michael
wanna make the
Jackson,
world a
we're going to
better
talk
place,
Dodgers here in a
make it
moment,
yourself.
but we need to
The
unpack
Dodgers.
later on the movie Ben, which Michael Jackson sang the theme song to. Apparently, it's about an evil giant rat, which some people could call me.
Yeah. You certainly call other people evil giant rats.
I know, it is very ironic that the movie Ben is about an evil rat.
Radio Tinder in just a few moments, but first,
Make that
Make that change, Christopher.
Make that change.
Why don't you make the change?
No.
What
Try
day? Is there a day that we're going to do this bit?
The
The Dodgers.
George, let me.
Greg is really looking forward to this bit.
All right, let me ask you guys all this question.
Depending on the day, yeah.
So I'm willing to admit to you guys, I was totally, utterly confused in the fourth inning.
Yeah.
When Muncy hit the ball.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
The Mongrels, if you too were confused in the fourth inning, smash the like button right now, just so we know how many people were also confused.
So you
Just
want to
'cause
smash
it? It's an easy poll just to see where we are on that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like most people were, but I'd be curious to see in the Mongrel chat if they smashed the like button to say that they were also confused.
All right, and by the way, since you've decided to ask everybody to smash the like button, I'm going to keep score right now. I'm going to know exactly how many likes there currently are, and then I'm going to know how many we picked
There
up.
was 19, I believe.
Okay. All right, I've got them up to 40 right now.
Yeah.
So I was very confused in the fourth inning. I really was. And I know people will go, how do you not know the rules of baseball? Hold on a second. How do I not know the rules of baseball? How do the players not know the rules of baseball? How do the managers not know the rules of baseball?
Agreed. And here's the thing. On first glance, okay, before the replay, I thought the center fielder, I thought the ball popped up out of his glove and then he re-caught it.
So that would have been an out.
So, correct.
Right.
I thought it was an out because of that. But then on the replay, so that's why I was then confused. Why didn't he tag Teoscar Hernandez? What's going on? That's where my confusion was. But when I saw the replay, it was very clear that the ball hit off the wall, off his glove.
Right. But George,
and then all of a sudden, now it all made sense. Oh, okay, that's
for me.
So even if the ball, even if he popped it in the air and caught it, that's still not an out.
Wait, hold on. You mean to tell me if the ball hits the glove,
No.
which it did, by the way, he should have caught the ball. I mean, honestly,
it popped out of his glove. As soon as it pops out of the glove, it is no longer an out.
So wait, if the ball hits his glove,
right,
and before it hits the ground, he catches it.
Correct.
That's not a catch?
That is not a catch.
Okay, so
it happened earlier in the year to the Dodgers, so that's the only reason that I know. I forget which game it was, but a couple of months ago. So that when that ball, because then you can just keep bobbling the ball in the air and kind of juggling it all the way to the infield, and then catch it and throw guys out.
Okay, but I don't like that rule, but that's not
but
for
that's,
this moment.
That's the whole point
George,
of the rule, though.
George, your confusion was you thought it hit his glove and he caught it, and you thought it was an out. I saw it go from his glove, hit the wall, then he caught it, and I still thought it was an out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I clearly did not know the rule, and I don't think I was alone. I think that, like, when Dave Roberts walked out to the umpire, he was like, yo, you got to explain this to me because I'm confused by what happened. Now, maybe it was that he didn't see it.
What I'm seeing here is it says that if the ball pops out of the glove and it's re-caught, as long as it is caught before hitting the ground, it's an out.
So no, it's not because of that whole thing. It happened earlier in the year. I've been trying to find
But is it
what
possible
game.
that what you're saying is that a ball hit a guy's glove, then hit the wall, then went back in the glove?
So in this game, that's what happened. But in the other game, it
He's
hit the
saying
glove.
that if the ball would have popped out of the glove, let's say you're catching a fly ball, it pops out of the heel of the glove, goes straight up in the air, and you recatch it. You're saying that's not an out.
So that's the way that I understand it, because then you can just keep bobbling the ball the whole way around.
I'm gonna
Because
say this.
remember, it wasn't an out. He had a force at home.
I'm going to disagree, but not because I know that I'm
could
right.
be wrong,
I'm
but
just going to
think
disagree
I'm
because
right.
I think that I'm right. I don't know, but I think. But George, here's the thing: when the ball hits his glove, and
I'm
then
going to ask ChatGPT.
Okay, the ball hits his glove, then it hits the wall, then he catches it. Me, I thought it was an out. I was clearly wrong. Once the ball was thrown in and Teoscar was out with a force at home, I'm like, wait, what's happening now? And then when Milwaukee's catcher ran to third base and touched third base and the umpire at third base called him out, I'm like, I'm still confused. And it took me, I'm not joking when I tell you this, it took minutes, probably 2-3 minutes as everybody was deliberating on the field. I'm trying to figure out, why was Will Smith out at third? And it took forever for me to figure out that's because Max Muncy, that was actually a hit. So whoever, I don't remember who was on first, had to go to second. Will Smith needed to go to third. And Muncy needed to be on first. And that's why Smith was thrown out, or was actually forced out at third. It was a very smart heads-up play by Milwaukee's catcher. But it seemed like everybody on the Dodgers side was confused.
Wait, I think you guys might be wrong. I think I might be wrong on this.
What? What?
It happened earlier in the year.
What?
It could still be an out.
Okay.
See, this is a very confusing play all the way around, no matter what.
Let me ask you this question. Let me pose this to everybody real quick, because I regardless of, because listen, you were confused, I was confused, Dave Roberts was confused, Pat Murphy was confused, Will Smith was confused, Teoscar Hernandez was, Max Muncy was. Seemed like everybody was confused. Do you guys think that the Dodger third base coach should have known what was going on and should have been directing traffic?
Yeah, hey, still, I got it right here.
Let us hear. Let us hear.
Okay.
So ChatGPT says, yes, that is still an out. Here's why. Under baseball rule 5.09, a batter is out when a fielder catches a fly ball in flight before it touches the ground, a fence or a foul pole, a base, a runner, or an umpire. So, yes, if it pops straight up in the – my agent's calling me. What does he want?
What does he want?
Maybe he heard about the Ben Bruss thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
he knows it's just a bit.
But, yeah, so as long as it doesn't hit the field of play, a runner or an umpire, then it is still an out if it would have popped up straight in the air and he caught it like I thought he did originally.
So hypothetically, two outfielders are both running for the same ball. Neither guy calls the other guy off. The one guy has the ball hit him in the glove, and it pops up in the air, and the other guy catches the ball. That is an out.
Correct.
Okay, right. But when the ball hits the glove and then hits the wall and then is recovered before the ball hits the ground, that is not an out.
If it hits the ground, no, it's not an out.
No,
if it hits the wall is the part of the field of play. So, yes, it's not an out.
Right,
Correct.
it's not an out.
There's also another confusing part about this also because of the yellow line. The yellow line is something that...
Right, the yellow line is considered a home run, but it hit below the yellow line. Yes.
So even if it hit the yellow line, it's about above or below, and it all depends on which ballpark. Every ballpark has different rules for the yellow line. So at that ballpark, if it hits the yellow line and stays in play, it's a double. If it goes over, it's a home run.
Right, so either way.
Yeah, a lot of confusingness in this.
It is. And by the way, it was hard to sort out in real time. Like, even for guys who were in the booth, on radio, on TV, like, it was very difficult. I mean, we had Boog Sciambi on earlier, and he talked about, like, in real time, he didn't think he didn't think it was an out there. So, or he thought it was an out. He thought he had caught it. Like I said, he thought it bounced back in his glove. And then he saw on the replay that it hit the wall. Brian Anderson also had a similar call, if I recall correctly.
Do you guys ever watch any of these John Boy Media recaps?
Yes.
Okay. The guy, I don't know what his name is, the guy from John Boy, but he's hilarious, and I always love it when he breaks down fights or, things like, and he reads the lips of the guys. He did a full breakdown this morning. So this is like 4 a.m. this morning. I'm watching this breakdown. And he went through exactly how it all happened. And I thought it was very well explained. I thought that in-game watching the telecast, I came away confused, and then ultimately I got it. But I was still very hung up on, I thought that it was an out in the outfield, and I didn't understand why Will Smith was out at third. But that's because I was focused on Will at second rather than Muncy at first. And who was on first? Do you recall who was on first?
It was Muncy,
no, don't
and
start
it
that.
was Will Smith.
And for what
Will
it's worth,
Smith,
it took
Will
that
Smith
guy,
was on first. Or no, in second. No, this one.
It took that guy 6 minutes to break it down on his video on Twitter.
Yeah, right.
6 minutes for people to be like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Was it Edmund? I think it was Tommy Edmund.
Was it? No, was it? Because
I think it was Edmund.
I don't know, man. I'm not really sure.
So many things happened.
You might be right. It could have been Tommy Edmund. You might be right. Because Will Smith was at second, Tommy Edmund is the next batter, Muncy's the next batter. So, chances are.
So
you're
when
right.
Teoscar walk, Freddie fly out, Smith single, Tommy Edmund single, Max Muncy force out. Yeah.
But I'm not so sure. Do you guys think that the players didn't know the rule, or do you think that the players couldn't see?
Well, the Brewers clearly knew what they were doing.
Contreras definitely knew the rule.
Yeah, no, he knew because he knew he didn't have to tag Hernandez.
And he also ran to thirds because he knew
and
that
immediately.
rule too.
Yes.
But do you think that Will Smith and Tommy Edmund either didn't know the rule or give them the benefit of the doubt that they weren't able to see that the ball wall glove?
So they couldn't see very well. The umpire in left field also said safe, that it was not an out instead of throwing.
He called it very quickly. Yes.
Dave Roberts after the game said that Teo knew the rule and then he had a brain fart. using those words, he said Teo had a brain fart, which is nothing new for Teo in the outfield or in the base path.
But
Just
you
a
know,
bit.
but it's just a bit. Just a bit. Hey, Teo, I was only joking around with these guys. It's just a bit out there that I just did. But it's not that unusual.
It was a weird
for
play.
Guys to not know every little intricate rule. And I mentioned it earlier, but it happens in football sometimes.
Oh my God, all the
Kyle
time.
Shanahan.
I saw a game. Okay, so remember the game. Remember the game? Well, the Super Bowl for sure. But
not knowing overtime rules.
Exactly.
To your point, not knowing overtime rules in college, particularly. So the rule over a couple years ago changed, where coaches screw this up all the time. The second overtime, you have to go for 2.
Yeah, right.
And remember, we were talking about the Florida State Virginia game a couple weeks ago because of the crowd storming or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in that game, the Virginia coach he signaled to go for 1 in the second overtime, and Florida State was furious because he was supposed to have been penalized because of a delay of game, and the referee stopped it. So yeah, like it is a thing. Those details sometimes go by the wayside, particularly in a sport like baseball where there's a lot of weird kind of rules that don't come up all the time. I could see where that's something that people get wrong. And again, it's a bang bang play.
Yeah.
Like I bet you most of those guys thought he caught it
Right.
in real time. It just popped up out of his glove and he re-caught it. It from the base path, it has to be nearly impossible
Definitely
to
on
see
second
that
base.
the ball hit the wall.
Right. There's no chance. I'm going to give Will Smith the benefit of the doubt. There's no way he could have seen that the ball hit the glove, the wall,
But
and then the glove.
to Greg's point, that's why you have to. If you look at the outfielder and you can't tell, in theory you're supposed to look at the umpire to see what he calls in left field.
And left field umpire called him.
Right.
safe.
And the left
Correct.
field umpire was in a great position to go out and make that call. Here's my question. I don't know if we've looked at the video on this yet. So where is the Dodger third base coach in all of this?
Dino Ebel?
Yeah.
Dino Ebel was telling Teo to go. Teo got mistaken, and he went away from the play. He went and tagged up, and then went tagged up again because he didn't know. But Dino was telling
Right, he
him,
did
go,
a second
go,
tag
go,
up,
go,
which
go.
is what cost him. Had he even if he just does one tag up,
Yeah.
right, which honestly would have been understandable because most people would have thought he caught the ball. That would have been fine. But the second time is what cost him in that situation.
Yeah, and again,
Teo made a few mistakes on that entire sequence before that play.
Well-
when he got on base and there was a single, so Will Smith singles, he stayed at second base. He could have gone first to third.
Yes.
Then on the Edmonds single, he could have gone second to home or even third to home. He made very many mistakes on
Yeah.
the base paths in just that inning.
well, nobody pays him to think. They pay him to hit. You know what I mean? Seriously, they don't even pay him to catch. No, seriously, it's true. But
It's
guys,
just
He's
a
like
bit.
Pedro Serrano in Major League.
Right,
You know what I
but-
mean? Like just
By the
see
way,
ball, hit ball. You know
Sedano,
what I mean?
have you ever seen Major League 2?
I have, yes.
Oh, Stephanie convinced me to watch it on Saturday.
No marbles.
Man, oh, that's a bad movie, man.
It's not a
You
good
have
movie.
no
Oh,
marbles.
my
You
God.
have no
No
marbles.
marbles.
yeah.
By the way, Mike Gonzalez in the YouTube chat says Dodger blue ball knowers, like blue ball knowers. Ball knowers.
Right. Blue ball.
That's
Right.
Dodger blue ball knowers.
But, guys.
By the way, speaking of which, Trudeell was in our separate ball knowers group
Right,
text.
he was.
And he was down on taking out Blake Snell from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have happened.
But it's not unusual, I don't think, for people to not necessarily know the rules of their game. Do you guys remember a game last year in the NFL, and I'm trying to remember who was playing? Remember they had a free kick, and people were like, what is a free kick? It may have been a Charger game. Does that sound right? That people were like, what's a free kick? Where you punt the ball, and the guy calls for a fair catch, and it's within like the last couple of seconds or something of a half, and you can line up and just have a guy kick a field goal. And
Chargers hit the first fair catch kick in 50 years.
Kicker the kicker. Right, and most people were like, what is that play? I've never even seen that play. They asked the players after the game, like, you ever seen a free kick? The players were like, I've never even heard of a free kick before. And I mentioned earlier there was a Steeler game earlier
Yeah, you
this
can
year.
attempt a field goal after the fair catch.
Right,
Yeah.
but I think there's more to the rule, isn't there? Or is it a certain time in the game, or is it any time in the game where you have a fair catch and then you can line up for the field goal? And by the way, no snap, no hold, as I recall. It's just, the holder and the kicker. So people don't know these rules. There was a kid earlier in the year, I know he was a rookie. The ball was kicked into the end zone, and rather than going and jumping on the ball, he's like, oh, well, it's in the end zone. I guess it's a touchback. And the other team came down and pounced on the ball in the end zone, touchdown, because the ball had advanced 10 yards. So it doesn't seem that unusual to me that sometimes little intricate rules are things that players don't
And it
necessarily
was the Chargers. Chargers against the Broncos.
Okay. See, I'm like 60% with my memory. You know, like about 60%.
Yeah. It was a fair catch free kick.
Right.
Yeah. So then they were able to take a kick from there. It's a weird rule. Too.
Yeah.
You boys want to do a little radio Tinder now?
I know
Little
we have 4 texts from Lindsay about Ben.
Well, we'll get to Ben here in a moment. But radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV thing.
Oh, I thought you were going to play the Ben song.
No, we'll do Ben here in a few minutes. TV theme time, radio Tinder time on this day in 1972. Kung Fu premiered on ABC.
David Carradine.
Shouts out, as somebody once said. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Thanks to our sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers, the home of the hardwood, which I'm holding up now on YouTube. The hardwood from Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. I've got my Hernandez Wholesale Flooring hat on. Cappy's now holding up the hardwood.
George, you see this hardwood I'm holding up?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If I held this hardwood, here, I'll show you what I'm going to do.
You know what you could do? You would chop it in half, just like they did in Kung Fu.
Snatch the pebble from my hand.
Yep.
Oh, he snatched the
All right,
pebble.
George, take a look at what I'm going to do here.
Yes.
My dad used to say that all the time.
If I hold this up the way I'm about to hold it up, you tell me if Karate Man with a black belt can put his fist through this. Here, watch. Hold up.
It's treated wood that they use for karate.
Yeah,
that's not treated. That's hard.
But look at the athletic stance that I'm in, and look at my hips. Look at my balance.
You're holding it properly, Cappy.
But it's
You are
not
holding
treated to be broken.
Now, I don't think I could do it with my hand because, to Chris's point, it's not treated wood. Maybe if I kicked it, I could. But even that would be tough because it's not treated.
It's meant to be hard for the floor.
Right.
And by the way, Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, if you're in the market for new flooring, just like Dr. Clapper was, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-624-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. I know she's got her Ben segment ready, but first, Radio Tinder time. Take it away, Producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, so in my nephew's last 2 belt tests for, as Cappy would call it, karate. I watched him punch the block of wood, and then he had to kick it in his most recent one. I think it was for his green belt. And I know it's not treated, so maybe it's more difficult to kick that, but Cameron can do it.
When they treat it, do they like break it in half so that you can crush it? Or like, I mean, I
think they put chemicals in it so it doesn't get like ruined by the weather.
What about when it's the brick?
Oh,
yeah. Do they treat the brick?
That's a good question.
Like JT or Vic?
Ooh. George,
Anyway,
I think
go
you should
ahead,
do
Lindsay.
We'll get
Break
some.
that thing.
Ask them for some untreated wood. We'll bring some in and have you break that.
I'd like a shot.
So the first ever sober social wellness experience is in Vegas now.
Sober social what?
Sober social wellness experience.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So they've
Chris,
got
you should go.
cold plunges, massages, supplements, probiotics, NA beer, energy drinks, coffee, giveaways, and much more. This is brought to you by the Etho Club at the Winds Encore Beach Club.
Mm-hmm.
And so their whole thing is like, Vegas is proven that you don't need the alcohol to feel the vibes and the energy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I am, as somebody who, I occasionally, on the weekends, I'll have my Stella Rosa, but I'm not like big, like, woohoo party person, especially when I go to Vegas. So is this something that you guys would attend?
Well, I'll say this: Gen Z, particularly, there's a lot of parties now that are just like coffee drinks.
Yeah, dry parties, dry weddings.
Yeah, coffee drinks. Now, listen, again, to each their own. It is what it is. Like, I think that if you can't handle the alcohol or you don't like it, cool, that's fine. There should be other options for other people there. Yeah.
So I do like an icy cold Coors Light. I do like a Tito's and soda. But if you told me that I could never drink alcohol again in the rest of my life, I'd be like, I can do that. And actually kind of sounds pretty good
I
in
know,
Vegas.
doesn't it?
I mean,
Like,
cold
instead of, like-
plunges and
right.
saunas and healthy food and, coffee and water, hydration. I mean, that all sounds good to me. I could live with I could do that.
I feel like even if you are somebody who does like to party or drink or hang out, whatever, by the pool, this is a good alternative for those who don't, because it's like, instead of waking up with not feeling so great because you had too many last night, you would, be 110% all day long.
Anybody ever experiment with any liquid cannabis? Anybody? No? Nobody's had any? No, really? Nobody? Yeah, I mean, anybody here have edibles? You tried edibles?
Yes.
So I did CBD
They make me
for a little
barf.
bit. I would do a tincture of CBD when I had
I did
the
used to
MS.
do that. Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about like a can of a
Right,
drink
right.
that
Oh,
actually
no,
has
no.
cannabis, and you get high on that rather than alcohol. And I think, George, I'm not like 100% sure, but I think the reason that so many younger people are drinking less is because I think they're smoking more. You know,
I think they're consuming less overall.
you think they're consuming less everything?
Yes.
Oh, I think they're consuming less alcohol and they're smoking more weed.
I don't think they're replacing it with that, but I think in general, it's just people just want to be chill. You know?
Well, if you want to chill, I mean.
Well, some people, they do the
reefer addict.
They do the reefer. Some people smoke and they eat the edibles and then they get all wacky.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always going to calm you down.
Let's do one more, Wins.
All right, guys. So I saw that Governor Newsom passed a new law about pets that's very protective for animals. And for me, I am very much for this. Among banning puppy mills and having to have certain paperwork to sell pets and so on, one of the things that they outlawed is declawing cats. And I'm somebody who thinks I've had pet cats, love all animals. I don't think that you should be allowed to declaw your cats, and I think it should be illegal. But some people are like, oh, no, if I'm going to have a cat, I need to declaw it. And I was like, well, those people probably shouldn't have cats. And I know a lot of people that have done this, like my sister's one of them. What is your thoughts on that? Do you think it's weird that people get their cats declawed? Because I do.
I've had cats in the past. I'm not a cat person, but I've had cats.
Mm-hmm.
I would never have a cat in my home that is not declawed.
See?
Because cats will tear your furniture to shreds. Plus, they scratch the hell out of you. Now, if your cat is the kind of cat that you leave the door open and the cat goes out and the cat has to protect itself because a bunch of coyotes are like, that's a nice looking kitty cat right there. That looks pretty tasty to me. Then if the cat has to protect itself, that's different. But if I'm going to have a house cat, I don't want that thing to have claws on it.
You shouldn't have cats.
No, well, I don't.
There you
And
go.
I don't want them.
George? When you had cats, did you have them declawed?
I think every one of them was declawed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have cats. I don't have cats. I'm not a cat person.
Especially if you got little kids. Like when you got little kids, if you got cats with their claws, their fingernails or whatever they are, dude, I'm telling you, they scratch the hell out of you.
Ruben Flores in the YouTube chat said someone should declaw Morales. I like that.
That is a good idea.
I wonder what Funchie's take is. Is
What do
Funchie
you-
in the chat today?
Linz, why do you think
That's what everybody's wondering. What is Funchie's take?
Yeah, why do you think that it should be outlawed?
Because from what I understand, the process of declawing cats isn't as simple as just a simple surgery. They have to put them under anesthesia, and they say it's comparable to pulling your fingers out by the joints, like a surgery that would literally remove your fingers at the joints where your knuckles start, each of them. And that sounds pretty painful.
It does sound painful. I didn't know it was that kind of a deal.
Yeah.
But I just don't
Pretty
want them.
intense.
I don't want them scratching up my couches and
then
everything
they
else.
they have claw tips that you can put on them. That's what my neighbor has. You
What,
can
got,
put
little shoes for your cat.
No, they're little tips you put on their claws. It's like nail glue that you'd put on your nails, and it's safe for the cat, so it's like pet safe, whatever. And they're like little rubber tips that go on the ends of their
Just the tip,
Yep.
right here, right on the tip.
Yes, just like Kirk says.
But it was just the tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah. So I think it should be outlawed. Greg, what do you think about this? You're an animal guy.
No, I think that they scratch up too much stuff. I don't need that stuff being taken off. Take it off. Take it off.
Hey Morales, does
I don't like
Otis the
cats either.
bunny
I'm not a
have?
cat
Does
fan.
Otis the bunny have fangs?
No.
Claws?
She has claws. She has little claws.
Declawed?
So would you,
No.
if Otis jumped around and clawed things up?
She
Would
does. That's why she has her own room.
Well, I was going to ask, would you ever? What if you were somebody who was like, oh, you should have Otis declawed? What would you say to that?
No, but again, I don't. Otis has her own room, so she can claw. She tears up. She tears up the walls. Because the bigger thing with rabbits is they need to chew on things for their teeth, or you have to have it professionally taken. Their front teeth will keep growing, so she tears up the wall and all kinds of stuff.
You get them trimmed down, the teeth?
No, she does it on her own
Oh,
because she
does it. I know
she
that a
does
lot
it.
of people do that. Yeah,
That's why Stephanie has an entire room dedicated just to Otis. It's Otis's room.
and she's a great pet owner. Good job,
Yeah,
Steffa.
but if you don't have the ability to do that, then don't have pets.
Then don't have pets. Exactly.
Don't be a scumbag.
Exactly.
What do you do when
Don't
with
pull
the
your
room
cat's fingers
when,
out, you
when
know?
Otis is no longer with us? Do you replace Otis? And-
We're going to replace Otis. Otis will never be replaced. I'll have 5 paintings made of her.
Okay.
And then we're going to do a multi-bunny lifestyle.
You guys are going to go multi-bunny.
Yeah, you should get more than one at once, but they say you should do it when they're younger.
Yes.
Just like cats and dogs.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. That's Radio Tinder at 9:34. Thanks to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. We're going to unpack the Ben stuff in just a moment. But first, let's take a 90-second timeout, and then we're going to get back to Dodgers baseball right here, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Tuesday, a live imaging Tuesday, presented by Providence on ESPN LA.
The Lake Show lives here.
Luka, another three. Good again!
I told you time and time again that we won't stop.
Tonight, Luka and the Lake Show are set for preseason. Game 4 in Phoenix, Arizona.
And now I'm here, so it all starts again with fresh minds, so I'm very excited about it.
Coverage of Lakers versus Suns gets going tonight at 5:30 p.m.
Your Lakers, your season, your home. ESPN LA.
Hey guys, Cappy here. When disaster strikes, you expect your insurance company to be there for you, but often they look for ways to underpay your claim. If you're feeling abandoned, pushed to use low-rated contractors, or ignored after years of loyalty, we protect homeowners from the games and fine print that insurance companies are known for. Contact Avner Gatt, one of California's largest public adjusting firms. Visit avnergatt.com or call 818-917-5256. With a team that has the industry's know-how, including experience from the insurance side, Avner Gatt is ready to fight for you. With over 20 years of experience, they offer a free initial consultation and have the largest network of experts to evaluate your damages. Remember, size, experience, and expertise matter. Don't let your insurance company leave you in the dark. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, or visit avnergatt.com today. Avner Gatt, your claim, our game. Maybe I'll take girlfriend.ai with me to Cosmo. Right. Great. And you're not invited anymore.
Oh, well. Sedano, let's get back to the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
I feel pretty darn jolly.
You feel what?
Yeah, what is
I
it
feel
say?
pretty darn jolly.
Jolly.
Pretty darn jolly.
That's Harbaugh the other day.
Yeah, Harbaugh's post-game locker room did not sound convincing at all. He was like, guys, we played like crap, but I don't want to say that out loud because I know they're shooting video.
I feel jolly right now.
No, you don't.
I feel pretty darn jolly.
Everybody give everybody a high five. Yeah, you give a high five.
And that might be our finest hour.
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
How could he say that? That might be our finest hour? Like, no. It was not at all.
It was not good.
How could he say that?
It was not good.
The Dodgers.
Gregory?
Yes, sir. So, Gregory, let me ask you this. With Yamamoto, are you concerned at all about his last outing?
No, I'm not concerned about it. He's been a great pitcher all season long. He has every once in a while a so-called bad outing. This was just one of them. I think he's going to go back to everything he's been recently.
Mm-hmm.
He's been the best pitcher. Besides Skeens, there's not been a better pitcher in baseball than Yamamoto.
Hopefully he goes back to watching those highlights of himself.
Well, he changed his hair color. Did
Yeah,
you go
he
see
did.
it? Yeah, he changed his hair color. He says it's not to change things up, but hopefully it does change things for him.
He said he got out of that funk because he watched himself back when he was younger in high school, and that's how he got his confidence back. So hopefully he goes that way and not the other way, and it doesn't just make him unravel.
I'm going to take a look here right now on Prize Picks. So Freddie Peralta, who is the starting pitcher tonight for Milwaukee, he's a Taco Tuesday discount, George. His normal more or less number on strikeouts would be 5.5, but he's discounted to 4.
I would take more on that.
Okay, and
he
then
strikes out the Dodgers a lot.
And then as for Yamamoto,
He does. That's interesting.
I got to find that out. I got to find out Yamamoto because I would think that Yamamoto would be a guy that we might consider playing tonight. Yamamoto, here's a demon play: more than 2.5 walks allowed.
That stuff. He doesn't typically walk a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yamamoto versus the Brewers has a total. 1 second. He has 4 walks. No, 2 walks. 2 walks against them.
Well, in his last Yamamoto's last game against Philadelphia, 1 walk. Against Cincinnati, 2 walks. Prior to that, against San Francisco, to end the regular season, he had 6 walks in that game. So generally, he's around 1 to 2 walks per game. So Yamamoto, I'm not going to play that. I'm out on that right there. How about Yamamoto? You ready for this, George? Yamamoto and Peralta together combined for more or less than 11.5 strikeouts. That's the 2 pitchers combined in this game. What do you think? More or less than 11.5 strikeouts?
I'm going to go more.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. That looks pretty good. I'm going to stack them. There you go. I'm stacking right now.
Stack 'em.
I can't wait to watch the game tonight.
Well, I'm not watching with you anymore.
No, I'm watching it with Sam.
Yeah, no, I'm watching with Beto.
Okay.
Yeah, so now Beto and I are hanging out.
Oh, yeah,
together.
because you love Beto.
Yes,
so
I
much.
do. Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. I have nothing but love. Me amor.
Beto, shut up.
I don't say that anymore.
Oh, okay.
I don't say that anymore. I just play the sound effect. You know. I understand why you're so confident, though, Bergie, in Yamamoto. I mean, I do think you're right. I mean, other than Skeens, he probably overall for the season, and I say it like this, not like I'm analyzing every team, but he probably was one of the top 3, 4, 5 guys in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So you got to figure that when the bright lights are shining and his team needs him to step up, this is why they went out and got a guy like this, and this is his time.
And historically, even in the postseason, he has what usually he has one bad outing, and then he's phenomenal the rest of the way through.
But here's my question. Is Ohtani going to see a pitch to hit? Because walked 3 times last night. And listen, if you're Mookie Betts, you're like, okay, so that has always been considered in baseball a sign of disrespect. You're going to walk this guy to get to me because you think that you have a better chance against me than you do against him. So I'm going to make you pay.
He typically does very well in those situations, too. It didn't get so much yesterday, but I think he was something like 10 of 17 coming into that game.
I'm going to continue to play Ohtani every single day to hit a home run.
Well, he's due.
Prize Picks.
It's a good idea.
He's totally due. You know, 1
and
for 18
today,
in the last series.
Freddie Peralta is a right-hander. He has a couple of home runs already in his career against Freddie Peralta with home runs. So it seems like a good time to do it. Left-handers are rough on him right now, but righties he hits pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Or he hits really anybody well, but little slump right now.
Yeah. So I'm kind of stoked on this game because other than that game, I guess the Lakers are playing at the Suns, right? So
No, tonight?
Yeah.
No.
No? Lakers not at Suns?
Oh, no, tonight. That's right. There's a back-to-back, right? Suns tonight, Mavs tomorrow, right?
In Vegas tomorrow.
Vegas, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
Coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. tonight with the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Beto, your new best friend, Cappy.
Not my new.
And Michael Thompson.
It has been.
Then Johnny I has your play-by-play. And I believe with Trudeell tonight on the
Yeah, because Michael's probably still doing TV tonight. Yeah.
I saw that DeMarco was in the booth on Sunday against the Ravens.
Yeah, Mo was out of town.
Okay, gotcha. Didn't know what the story was, but it was good. Good to hear DeMarco in there as well.
It was good to hear DeMarco, yeah. But yeah, Trudeell already did 1 game, I believe, with John, or 2 games with John.
John, I love you so much. John, you're so perfect. I don't understand what the morning show says when they say, I don't hear it. I don't hear it. Those crazy, wacky guys.
Now, Cappy, are you and Trudeell gonna bunk together at some point this season? Is that a real thing? Is that happening?
All right, so let me tell you what happened. I talked to Trudeell off air just the other day.
Yeah.
And I said, Mike, listen, very, very generous of you to offer me the opportunity to share a room with you at the hotel in New Orleans. Very generous.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. But
I mean, they stay at a schmancy place.
Yeah. And
George wasn't here when you talked to Annie on the phone.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, when she did the liner
gone,
for us,
Yeah, Annie was right next to Mike. Mike, I think, was in Palm Springs for the Lakers.
For the first game, right.
Preseason opener, right. And then Annie jumped on the call. She did. She jumped right in. So Mike has very generously offered me November 14th, which is a Friday night. The Lakers are playing the Pelicans in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave L.A. on Thursday afternoon. And I'm going to...
What's up, L.A.?
Yeah.
Why are you going to New Orleans?
So I'm going to do a back-to-back. I'm going to do the Lakers-Pelicans on Friday night. And then I'm going to do Tulane football against Florida Atlantic on Saturday. Now, that's not exactly a great game. But it's the only – my daughter's a senior at Tulane. I've never gone to a game with her. I've never gone down there. So I figured, hey, the Lakers are in town. There's a football game. It's parents' weekend.
How many days are you taking off of the show for this?
No days off.
Oh, okay.
No days
Who
off.
are you getting tickets from for the
Cappy,
game?
you can take whatever days you need off.
No, I don't like to take off during football season. I prefer to try and figure things out, you know?
Yeah. And if, listen, you said yesterday, can I leave early? I have never have an issue with you leaving early, Cappy. I got to do it for work. If you got to do it for pleasure, I don't judge. I'm fine.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. As a matter of fact, the weekend before that, I'm going to Vegas for the weekend. So maybe since you're giving me the day off, maybe I'll take off on that Friday, November 7th.
You can do whatever you want. You're the gray hand.
Hey, listen, as the gray hand, I go to the black hand.
We'll just run a best of. Then we won't have to worry about it.
Oh, really?
No, we don't have to run a best of.
Why not?
I'm totally fine doing the show.
Yeah, but if it's a Friday and you can't do it as well on that Friday, we don't
but
know.
But if I'm there, like it's
yeah,
fine.
if you're there. But if you're not, then we'll just do it. By the way, in one day, we do like 20 hours of best of material.
I booked my flight for after the show.
Yeah,
to go to these things. You know,
okay.
You want to
committed?
So let's get back to the New
project.
Orleans thing before we unpack.
Oh
the
yeah,
movie
go ahead.
Right.
So you were saying
Queen.
about Trudeau.
So I
you
said to
said
Trudeau,
thank you.
I said, Mike, very generous of you to allow me to share your hotel room. And then I'll tell you what I did say to him. I go, listen, if it's too much to ask, because I don't know who actually books all this stuff. You know, I actually need a hotel room for Thursday, Friday, Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait a minute, whoa.
Yeah,
you asked him this?
Well, he was making the generous offer of, hey, you can crash with me, and I was saying, well, rather than crash with you, maybe I'll just get a room at the same hotel.
But what does
for
he
3
have
nights.
to do that? What does he have to do with it?
He doesn't have anything to do with it.
So why'd you ask him?
Okay,
For that?
I thought you were making him like your travel agent.
No. But what I was asking him was, since you obviously have these relationships with the Lakers, maybe I could just have whoever just book me 3 nights.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
You didn't really ask him that.
No, you're doing a bit, right?
You're lying.
You're doing a bit,
You
right?
can tell by your face.
Please tell me this is a bit.
Tell me that's not
Just a
true.
bit.
That you didn't ask him that.
I was like, yo, can you get me 3 nights?
No, you didn't.
No, you
Show us the text. You're doing a bit.
You know what he told me?
No, you didn't. Gabby, no, you didn't ask Mike
Get him on the
Trudeau
phone.
to ask the Lakers, travel coordinator or whatever to get you 3 nights at a hotel when they're not even spending 3 nights there.
I know. Well,
And by the way, it's going to be a 5-star hotel.
Yeah, so what I was thinking is I'd stay there 3 nights, right? You know?
You
now,
want to
are
do
you
it for
paying
free?
for this, or do you
Yeah, you
want
wanted a
the team
comp?
to foot the
the
bill?
discount.
No, I
What
don't
is
want a
happening
comp.
here?
I just thought that I'd just jump in on the
Deal.
team deal. Like the team's got.
Wait. What does that mean? What does the team
Well, the team
deal
has.
mean?
The team has.
block.
Yeah,
block?
the team
Like
is
the
like.
room block?
Yeah, well, the team is like, hey, listen, we're staying here. We get a corporate discount. Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
No,
Are
please
you out
tell
of
me
your
you're joking.
mind?
He's joking.
You wouldn't do that.
I think I'm going to call Jay Moore and see if Jay can handle it for me.
No, then that's different. He's, married to the owner.
Did you really, honestly?
Kind of.
We got to get Trudeau on the phone
I
right
need
now.
to
No,
call
get
him.
Mike on the
I'm gonna
phone
call
right
him.
now.
We'll go YouTube extended if we have to.
Because I feel like this needs to be I need to.
What's
hear the
wrong
whole
with you,
story.
Cappy?
What's wrong? He offered me to stay in his room. I thought
He offered for you to stay in his room.
I don't want to stay in his room.
So then you asked him to book you 3
I
rooms.
didn't ask him to book it for me. I was like, maybe I'll just stay in the same hotel, but I need 3 nights.
Well, why is that his job?
It's
now
not his job. It's
so
not
you
his job
put him
at
in a
all.
position where he now has to ask the team.
Well, that's if he would be willing to do that, but he might not
Well,
be
why
willing
would
to
you
do
ask
that.
somebody to do that?
Well, because we're friends.
He already offered to make you.
Yeah, he
let you
offered.
stay.
No. He offered for you
but
to stay in his
he offered
room.
to stay in his room, right?
That's like if I said to, I don't know, if I said to Jorge, hey, stay in the East Central Hotel with me tonight. You got a long night or whatever. And then he said, yeah, that's very nice of you to offer, but can you just give me 3 nights at the East Central on my own? I would be like, no, because then I have to talk to the person I talked to and get you 3 nights. That's not really cool.
No, but
It's not cool for you to ask him that.
It's not?
Not at
But
all.
I'll tell you.
No,
just
please,
wanna
you're
tell
doing
you-
a bit.
I just
You're
want to tell
doing
you
a
one
bit.
thing
You're
right
doing-
now.
You're trying to outbid
This
me.
isn't real. There's
No.
no way
I wanted
you
to
asked
tell you
him
one thing
to-
right now.
Hold
No.
on. Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You asked Mike Trudeell, okay? Everyone's favorite sideline reporter.
I figure everybody loves that guy, right?
Yeah. You asked him to have you or somehow connect with the Lakers travel coordinator to book you a room who is not a Lakers employee.
Who's not a Lakers employee?
You.
Right. Mm-hmm.
A 3-night stay at some 5-star hotel that the Lakers are staying at when the Lakers are probably only staying there for 1 night.
Yeah, that's right.
I called Trudeau and asked him to confirm or deny the story, and he goes, "Well,
you really
so,
did it."
So he did ask him something.
So Trudeell now, the great Mike Trudeell joins us on the line. Mike?
Hi, Mike.
Yeah. Hey, guys. What's up?
Okay, so
when
hold on.
Cappy did this. Come on.
Let me put this out because I asked Cappy, hey, we were talking about you, and the Lakers, and then I said, hey, whatever happened to this New Orleans thing? And Cappy said this. Okay, actually, Cappy, you repeat it, and then I'll ask the follow up. Go.
What is it you want me to do? Because I'm going through the text right now to see if I was really inappropriate, really out of line.
You said that you asked Mike.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That you said you appreciated him offering his room.
Yes,
but
Mike.
you said, hey,
Mike. I said to everybody, I thought it was very generous of you to offer me half of your room,
right,
in New Orleans. But I didn't think that I needed to do that. And I thought, hey, maybe if there was a way I could get into the group rate that I would stay at the team hotel for 3 nights while I'm in New Orleans for 3 nights.
And meanwhile, correct me, and then I said, you asked Mike Trudeell, asked the travel coordinator of the Los Angeles Lakers to book you a 3-night stay at their schmancy hotel for when they're probably only going to be there 1 night, and you want the team rate when you're not a team employee.
Correct.
It's so good. It's so good.
Well, okay. So all I will say, Cappy, is that I have not commented about this because you did ask very nicely in the text for me to say nothing on air.
Yes.
And
Wait, what? You said not for air, Cappy?
Yeah, this was a not for air.
Wait a minute.
So then why did you say it?
So not only are you completely inappropriate, you also wanted to keep it from us?
Yeah, it was not for air.
And then somehow you ended up talking about it on air anyway.
Yeah, for me to talk about it on air.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say that for the record, Cappy, I did not say this. However, how would I describe my feeling when you sent that text?
Oh my God!
I would say conflicted.
Yeah, because I do like Cappy. I've gotten over some of the previous harmful things that he said to me, and think that he genuinely likes me and wants to be friends. And I did mean that you could crash with me in the room. And then when you sent that, I was a little confused. I was like, is he serious? Is this the word? But then I remembered, Cappy, that you explicitly said you sometimes, sure, will you ask for a little bit too much, but you're willing to reciprocate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've tried to.
Cappy is a reciprocator.
So I'm trying to balance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to balance all of these things, and as it turns out, what I'm going to try to do is, of course, take care of you at the game. The offer still stands.
What do you mean? Whoa. What do you mean?
Take care of him too?
Take care of him at the game.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I need 2 tickets for the game.
Well, at least the tickets is a lot easier. I would.
So you asked him for tickets and a hotel? What'd you ask him for air flight too?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah,
can you,
Cappy,
Mike,
why did you fly on the
Mike,
charter while
Mike,
you're
can
at
you?
it?
And by the way, and if I can't fly on the charter, could you at least just do me the favor of booking my travel for me? Because I'm really bad at it.
Have the
Cappy,
Lakers people do it.
Tú no tienes vergüenza, Cappy.
Sí, vergüenza. Sí.
Sin vergüenza.
Sí.
Trudell,
Cappy.
Trudell, I got to ask you a question. Of all the people in your life ever, as you've been working for, because before you worked for the Timberwolves too, has anybody ever asked you for team hotel room rates?
Never.
See, that's
20
me.
years.
See, I'm unique. I'm unique.
Never.
I mean, listen.
Man, you're a scumbag.
Sin
I'm a
vergüenza.
scumbag.
Not for air.
Not for air.
Well, I'm the one who said not for air.
Because you
Right.
wanted to keep it from us.
Yes, of course.
But wait a second. Then
what
why
I
did you
wanted
give
to
it
do-
up? Because we would have never known had you not spilled your own beans.
Well, because I figured that I could spill my own beans. I didn't want anybody else spilling my
Now,
beans.
did you say not for air because you knew how humiliated you would look?
I'm not humiliated in the slightest bit.
But you know it's inappropriate, right?
Well, you know what? Let me just say this. As I've said many, many times, I'm a world-class reciprocator.
You are.
So when I ask for something, and by the way, I didn't say, hey, Mike, book me a room. I was like, hey, Mike, this is kind of, I'm tiptoeing here. But
did you write that in the text?
I said something like, this may be
No,
outside the scope of our relationship, but let me just ask.
Yeah, the diction that he chose was very flowery, right? Because he's trying to ask in the nicest way possible.
Right.
And I having being a listener and a fan of the show, I'm like, this does sound like what Morales and Sedano give him a hard time about. So that's why I wasn't totally sure he was being serious. What I wanted to do was screenshot it, send it to a group chat.
I wish you would have.
That's what I wanted to do.
Oh.
But he
I hit him with the not
specified
for air.
not to, and I didn't want to break that trust. Now,
No,
I
you
did,
can't.
I did think about doing it and then being like, oh, I forgot you said that,
Yeah.
which is what he's would have
But
done.
you guys haven't asked this question though, which was, hey, Mike, what did you say? Like, did you think that this was so out of line that you shut him down?
Well, he said he was
immediately?
conflicted.
But you know what he did? Because he's such a sweetheart of a guy. And you talk about like not beating up on the guy from Milwaukee because he's a Midwestern salt of the earth kind of guy. Mike Trudeell is that kind of a guy.
Did he say I'll check on it?
You know what he did essentially? He what he essentially said was, he goes, look, tickets, I got you. You're my guy, okay? He says, as for the room, it's a kind of a possibility. We'll know as we get closer to the time. And then, of course, a little bit
that was
later
like a
on,
nice way of saying,
right.
oh, there's no chance I can figure that out.
And then Mike did something that I would do, which he did not go and check he just immediately just shut me down by telling me, hey, hotel's full. Sorry, pal. Which is a way of saying,
Correct.
I'm not checking. Don't ask me to be your traveling secretary. Don't put me in a rough position. He just told me hotel is full. And so I accepted hotel is full. And I said, thank you for at least trying.
Can I clarify briefly?
Yes.
If you had just asked for like the night that the team is leaving, because it's a back-to-back, right? So we're flying to, I think, Minnesota, or is it we're flying that? Somewhere, Milwaukee. We're flying somewhere far right after the game. I would have inquired to see if I could get you my rate or just stay in my room and pay, one extra night. But when you went a step further and asked if basically I would have to go to our travel coordinator, call the hotel, ask them to get you a room the day before we arrive on top of the other two, that's not happening. I'm not asking that.
Here's the thing. Don't
yeah.
you feel icky?
Not
I
really.
feel icky just hearing this.
And by the way, I'm surprised he also didn't say, hey, can I get the room next to LeBron or Luka?
Oh, well, that was next. I mean, of course I was going to ask that next. I mean, once I got the reservation.
I was going to do what I was uncomfortable with to try to get you in, at least for like that one night. But the fact that you asked for 3 was insane.
By the way, I know, Mike, but I didn't want to move hotels. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I'll just stay there for 3 days.
You're inconvenienced.
Yeah.
Station owner Sam Pines checks in on the text. He said, I literally texted the Lakers yesterday and felt bad about it because I was just asking if I could get early check-in today in Vegas.
Well, I didn't ask the Lakers. I asked Mike Trudeell, who's a Laker representative.
But you realize
hold on.
we're all responding because this feels so bad. You're making us all feel dirty.
Well, what can I tell you?
For Sam Pines, I will take care of that personally if you would like to come to New Orleans a day early.
Cappy for you.
Okay?
Well, I'll just know this, Mike. Just know this, that as much as it's an over ask, and I will acknowledge that it is.
You're an overreacher, Cappy.
Just know this,
You like
Mike.
Reacher? Your show should be called The Overreacher.
But, Mike, know this, that the boundaries have been set. So if you need something, you now know, don't go 4 days, only ask me for 3 days. 3 days is now the limit. You understand?
It depends. If the black hand needs it done, it's done.
Yeah.
But
Mike,
not everybody.
2 tickets. That's also the limit. So when you need something from me, you can ask for 3 nights, and you can ask for 2 tickets.
To be clear, I didn't give you a 100%. I said it sounds good for the tickets.
That is right.
So
that's
I am going to do my best, and I'm confident, but it is not as easy as George made it sound like to secure the tickets.
Oh. Just
However,
remember,
I am going to make all of my efforts.
Remember,
Appreciate you,
Trudeell.
brother.
Scott Kaplan is a guy who took a screenshot of your wife on her IG story.
That's not true.
That is true.
That is not
you
true.
You sent it to him. We've done the bit live on the air about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I took it as a compliment.
Yeah, it should be a compliment.
Bad guy, Cappy.
No, you're a bad
This
guy.
makes
Look
you
what
a bad
Look
guy.
what you did to that guy from Milwaukee.
Mike, I'll see you in Vegas, buddy. How about that?
Me
I'll see
too,
you in
Mike.
Vegas.
Can I stay in your room in Vegas? Hey, can you get me 3 nights in whatever hotel you guys are staying in?
I'll get back to you on that.
Thank you,
Mike,
buddy.
I'll text you later. How about that?
Oh, man. It's time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal.
I think Trudell and I are going to do an Instagram live about
You
this.
have to.
Oh, my God.
Time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, brought to you by Sellers Advantage. Our friend Damon Wines, the CEO. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Sellers Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com, DRE 0196-1658.
So I contemplated this morning. It was about 4:20 a.m., and I was starting my drive.
You should ask for a 4th night in New Orleans?
No, I was thinking about another pair of tickets.
Oh.
That was the other thing I was thinking about.
Since you were contemplating.
Yeah, I was contemplating this
Thank
morning.
you for telling us, Cappy, because this
Yeah.
is gold that'll live on for years.
Yeah, should make it to the Saturday show.
Oh,
it's definitely.
I
gotta
think
make it
today's
Saturday.
entire show is the Saturday show.
So, George, I'm leaving this morning from the South Bay, and I'm getting ready to drive up. It's 4:20 a.m.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that goes, do I really want to do this? And then I drove, and it was dry. Everything was fine. And then I got into about northern Orange County, and that's when the rain started coming down. And when I got in, I was probably about, I'd say, 7 to 10 miles from downtown LA, and I'm driving north on the 5, dude. And now all of a sudden the lights are starting to happen, and people are slowing down. The rain is coming down, bro. And I'm telling you, as I'm heading north on the 5, people who are heading south on the 5, and they're on the far left lane, the water is hitting the road, flying up and over and landing on cars that are heading in the northbound direction. When I got off to get into downtown LA, I didn't see it. I must have been submerged in my Subaru Forester by about 3 feet. I mean, I did not see. It wasn't a puddle. It was a body of water. You understand the difference? Okay.
Yeah.
And thank goodness I had that Subaru Forester, the safest vehicle on the road. And yes, all-wheel drive, big dog. Okay, Anthony Jex. Yes, I was safe in that vehicle. But I'm going to say to everybody right now, it's gnarly out. It's gray. It's kind of chilly, and it's wet. Be careful out there, sucker. That's all I'm saying.
See you guys.
Thank you to Mike Trudeell for joining us.
Love Mike
with
Trudeell.
absolute gold. Evan Cohen earlier, the great Boog Sciambi, and we had a good bit about Ben Bruss from Milwaukee, ESPN Milwaukee. He joined the Blue Review this morning with Bergie, which will be now called the Brew Review. They'll do a Milwaukee version. I'll appear on it and get an endorsement fee. And Ben Bruss is going to join us in the second hour of tomorrow's show because apparently, he might have gotten insulted today.
You're a bad guy. That's why.
Have a great Tuesday, everybody. A live Imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. Stay safe, be dry. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Sucker.
Backstage right now. One of the